Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 2:02, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We're off a little earlier tonight as the Blues take on the UF Mammoth tonight. 5:30 pregame, 6:30 puck drop. That's right, the UF Mammoth.
Right.
Apparently somebody on their, social media team there, Marsh? Or no, it was Fanatics.
Fanatics, yeah. This UF, or Utah Mammoth fan, posted a picture of their playoff shirt because they're in the playoffs, and it said the UF Mammoth in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that ain't going to work, guys.
I think they fixed it, though. I think the team store has the right spelling, which is good.
Well, good. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not the only thing going awry in Utah. We're talking about something later, too. Marshy just uncovered something for what's trending.
Oh, good. Nice.
Yeah.
Can't wait. What's trending there? 4:15. Can't wait. All righty. Cardinals, as we know, wrapped up their series against the Cleveland Guardians yesterday at Busch Stadium. They took 2 of 3, and as we do, following each series with the Cardinals in 2026, we talk about highs and lows of the series. So, Kerry Davis, your high, or one of your highs from the series.
We talked about it with BT the other day, Riley O'Brien. I think he is playing outstanding. He's 0 ERA. He hasn't allowed a run yet. He's doing a fantastic 5 saves, 2 wins on the year. The main worry or I guess complaint would be, can you get to him on a nightly basis? That's probably going to be the one concern that you have. But if you can get to that 9th inning where you're either tied with an opportunity for him to win the game or ahead with an opportunity for him to save the game, you should be extremely confident in what he's doing so far. For as much as we've complained about the bullpen and how poor they have been, he has been one bright star for this bullpen that has been fun to watch every time he gets out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to stay with the pitcher position and go with Dustin May. Dustin May showing in his last 2 starts, and the last one in particular in this series, that there was a reason the Cardinals signed him, and it wasn't to pitch batting practice like his first couple of starts.
He was warming up.
But fair.
Well, what is batting practice?
It's a warm-up for the batter.
So I'm just saying. But no, I think you have to look at him and say that he's had a couple of good outings, and in this series, it was a high for the Cardinals. He went out there and pitched like he can, and hopefully this is the guy that the Cardinals have for the whole season or till the trade deadline or re-sign him, whatever the strategy ends up being.
I'll go big picture and then drop it down and go with one specific player. But for me, I think the bounce back after game 1 was pretty impressive. So they dropped the opener 9-3. And this was coming off the series in which they had lost to the Red Sox. Remember, they won the opener, then dropped the next 2. They dropped the series. We all had poop in our pants on Monday. They then lose to the Guardians 9-3. More poop piling up in our U-Trials on Tuesday. And then they rattle off two wins to win the series. So I think that having the back-to-back wins following the 3 straight losses, big picture-wise, was impressive. It's not like they just salvaged a series. They won the damn thing, despite dropping the first one. So that was big picture. Want to go more micro here? How about J.J. Weatherholt's series? Game 2, he had 2 home runs, including the clutch late shot, key contributor in the comeback win. Also had a big sack fly yesterday in the 6th inning. So if we're talking about Jordan Walker, who continues to have his breakout campaign, and then J.J. Weatherholt, those are the 2 young players that I think we all want to see have breakout seasons, and they're off to excellent starts.
I have random thoughts sometimes, random things pop in my head, and I always wonder, what does JJ stand for? Is it Jesse James?
That'd be cool if it is. I don't know.
What does the JJ stand for? Can we get a
Jean-Jacques
Weatherholt?
Parents are French.
Jonathan David.
Jonathan David.
Jonathan David? John David Booty?
It just says Jonathan David J.J. Weatherholt.
So maybe he's Junior. So sometimes
Jonathan Jr.
Like maybe his father's name is Jonathan.
Wouldn't you just call him Junior?
Well, no, Victor Scott
some people,
second is the second. He's not junior.
So, and I still don't know what's the difference between second versus junior.
Junior would be Victor Scott's dad. Then he would be the second, and then so on would be the third.
He would be the third. No, the third is the third name.
Well, maybe they had two boys, and they named them both Victor Scott, and they said, you're number
Gary
one,
Payton,
and you're number
I think,
two.
did that.
Yeah.
George
Gary
Foreman
Payton,
the second.
too.
Yeah, he had a bunch of
Yeah, a lot of
George
Georges.
Foremans.
Does Junior have to be
The exact
same name?
Yes, my dad.
The second and the third
then-
would have to be the same name, too.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because if you become the third, you could be Junior, and then your son would be the third.
Yeah.
But I don't know
So how do you
why
become
some
the
people
second?
call. Exactly, that's my question.
Maybe it's choose your own
You
adventure.
got to pick a side. Maybe that's what
I
it is.
don't think that's it
Because-
this time. I think there's got to be a rule.
I don't think there's a rule for that.
think
There's got to be, because you have to have IDs and passports.
I don't
and
know.
things like that.
I know my father's name is Carey Davis, but he didn't have a middle name. I have a middle name, so
So
I
you're
was
not a
never,
junior.
I'm not a junior.
I got it.
All right.
So junior is basically if you were named after your father, you would be junior. But if you, let's say you were named after your grandfather and you had the same name as your grandfather, you would be the second.
So your dad doesn't have to have the same name as his father.
Correct.
But I feel
That's
like
confusing.
Okay,
that's a lot.
No, Marsh is right. The distinction is the
No, I know he's
second
right.
is frequently used when a name skips a generation or is used by a different branch of the family as.
So Victor Scott's father is not Victor Scott.
Nope.
No, because then he would be a junior.
Gotcha.
So maybe it's a
But his
grandfather.
grandfather is
Then
Victor
he's
Scott,
Victor Scott, the second.
Yeah. It's kind of confusing.
Well, hang on a second.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I think this is
There's more.
2026. We can do whatever we want to do.
Victor Scott Sr. is the father of Victor Scott second.
See?
Well, wait a minute.
See?
Is Graham?
No,
I
his
was about to
father.
ask something.
His father is Victor Scott.
I thought
Senior.
I was wondering if Grandpa's maybe his dad.
Oh, no.
Come
on, man.
Why would your head go there?
Because it's kind of
you met him?
What?
You ever thought about what's in his head?
Even that.
He said Victor Scott Sr. is Victor Scott II's dad. Maybe they got wild one night. I don't know.
What? No.
No.
Anthony, my high for the series
Yeah, Marsh.
the ability
Get us back on track.
to win
I'm still confused.
in different ways. We saw
Okay,
game
yeah.
2. We finally saw Ivan Herrera touch seats. Of course, J.J. Weatherholt did it twice. So we're seeing other players besides Jordan Walker hit home runs, which is good. And then yesterday, small ball, which we will get to, and the ability to produce runs. So the Cardinals are finding different ways to win. And I thought you highlighted it really well. After a terrible series against the Red Sox, they were able to bounce back and pick up 2 wins in this series. So I thought it was a good series, despite what I said on Monday. And I had poop in my pants, Anthony.
Well, I think we all did. And then again, you lose 9-3.
my low was a little
CD
bigger.
didn't, but yeah, yours was, yeah, absolutely. Timely hitting was the key. I'm just going to keep going. Just going to power through this. Alec Burleson had the clutch RBIs in Game 3. Nathan Church had a 3-hit game. Poso game-tying hit in Game 2. So we're not just talking about the stars. We're talking about some of the contributions from other players. All right. Round the horn. Lows. Carey.
I mean, can we talk? I talked about the bullpen for a high. I guess I'll talk about the bullpen for a low. Again, like at some point, you got to fix some things there. And if not, you'll never get to Riley O'Brien as often as you like, as which I said was a high, and you won't have an opportunity to win as many games as you like. That guys got to play better. They have to perform better. Or, like I said, I was told as a player, you know, in the real world, repeat offenders go to prison. In sports, they lose their job. If you are a repeat offender,
I thought you wanted to send him to prison.
yeah, you send them to prison.
No, the baseball.
Oh, no. In the real world, repeat offenders go to prison. In sports, repeat offenders lose their job. And that's just how baseball go, and football, and hockey, and basketball, and everything.
Rugby.
Rugby,
Football.
Probably, we think so. Cricket.
lacrosse,
Tennis.
synchronized swimming, diving.
You ever tried that?
Never. That's a
Tried
lot.
that one time. I thought
Water
I was
polo,
doing great until I said, "Hey, videotape me." I was just having some fun.
Yeah. No go?
No.
fighting for your life.
No, I mean, I thought I was doing. I felt strong.
Yeah.
And then I saw the video, and I'm like, that looks like someone's drowning.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not great. The French judge didn't like it.
Got it. Jamie, you're low?
Stanek.
Yeah, okay.
Bottom line, I mean, everybody talks about this guy. Well, he's going to come and win. Like, we're already on the roller coaster with this guy. He's had a couple of good outings, a couple of bad outings. It's just like you just don't know what's coming next.
My low, also a pitcher, Matthew Stafford. It'd be sweet if we had Matthew Stafford on. He'd probably throw.
I don't
He's
know
got
how
a
much
good
of a
arm.
pitcher he'd be.
Well, who knows?
Him and
Good
Clayton
arm.
Kershaw were teammates.
Yeah,
High school.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matthew Liberatore.
Matthew Liberatore
He's
is who
my
I was
low as
thinking.
well.
There you go. All right, 4 innings of work. I'm sorry, 4 earned runs, I should say. Had 105 pitches in 5 innings. Not very efficient.
3 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Yep. So,
Are you concerned about Matthew Liberatore at all? Because he had 2 solid starts to start the season, and then the last 2 starts haven't looked as great.
I'll tell you what I'm noting. I don't know if it's necessarily a concern right now, but something I'm noting with Matthew Liberatore. I wonder if his ceiling's starting to come down a little bit. We started talking about him being a frontline guy, right? Number 1, number 2.
Well, on this team.
On this team, certainly. I wonder if he's realistically more a 3 or 4.
I think
Just a note. I hope not.
Totally agree with that.
Just a note. Footnote.
Agreed. Like I think I envisioned his ceiling, and maybe because they are similar to Andrew Miller. Like that was, but that's a
He's a
really
reliever.
good. There you go.
Oh.
That was my kind of where I saw the trajectory of Matthew Liberatore going.
Oof.
But that's if you're don't move, because what do we need, Anthony?
Starters and relievers.
What do we need more?
Starters and relievers.
That's what you weren't saying that on Monday, though.
What was I saying Monday?
I was talking about the pitching and how skeptical I was, and you threw it right in my face.
You were just getting a little ahead of yourself. And I think the last 2 games proved you wrong, Marsh. You know?
That's fair.
I actually
Game by game basis
just
here.
twisted that, I'll be honest.
You did.
Yeah.
Sick.
Hurt people, as CD says. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. The Cardinals are off tonight, but they take on the not the Cleveland Guardians. They take on the Houston Astros starting tomorrow night, and they'll be in Houston for that one. Astros off to kind of a rough start. Got some injuries piling up. Their bullpen, believe it or not, is a bigger disaster right now than the Cardinals, which is really saying something. But that'll be an interesting series. All right. How hard is it to manage young superstar athletes? Carey's got one in mind for this next segment. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Cheap, fun.
Let's get dirty. St. Louis, join me and my friends over at Dirt Cheap. They are St. Louis's one-stop party shop. Weekend is right around the corner. Why not stop and stock up right now? The inventory is awesome over at Dirt Cheap. If you're looking for beer, they've got you covered. Anything that you are looking for, including good old Zwickle Light. They've got that in the fridges, ready to go for you and your friends. They've got all the other ones available as well. Red wines, they've got them all. They've got high-end, medium, and, of course, budget-friendly bottles of red wine, too. All of them are exceptional. And if you have a question regarding a certain cocktail or a wine or any kind of beverage, ask the staff. They'll point you in the right direction. They are always friendly over there at Dirt Cheap, and the customer service is always top-notch. So please, stop by on your way home, pick up something for you and the family, or download the Dirt Cheap app. You start saving immediately with the Dirt Cheap app. You can also place an order on the app and pick it up curbside at many of the locations. It's a really, really convenient way to get your stuff on the way home or on the weekends, or just because you have a busy schedule. So please stop by, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in, or you can always visit dirtcheapfunfun.com. That's dirtcheapfunfun.com. Remember to have fun, but please be careful out there.
Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. ESPN.com put together a look at the end of the Ja Morant era in Memphis. And Carey, I know you had read through this article, and there was a couple of key points that you wanted to either make or ask about when it comes to dealing with a young superstar like Morant. Yeah,
I was wondering, when you have a player, obviously he is a generational type of talent. He has the ability and the capability. At one point, they were questioning, would he be the new face of the league? That's how talented he is. A smaller point guard, kind of similar to Allen Iverson and Derrick Rose in their ability to score, explosiveness, all of those things. But just the amount of trouble and how the narrative has shifted from the moment when he broke into the league to where we are now, to where the team pretty much traded away all the good players. Yeah. They are no longer competing.
Jackson, Desmond Bain.
They are no longer competing for playoff spots. And Ja Morant may be the next one, on the shipping block to be out of town. My question to you all is, when you have a superstar player, you got to manage egos. You got to manage that player. Whose responsibility is it? Obviously, it's the players himself and hopefully the family and friends that are around him. But how much weight of that should be on the ownership group in the Players Association? Who really is supposed to help these players? Because you have a number of, I also put Yasiel Puig on there. He was another guy that I thought, man, this guy, he reminded me of Bo Jackson. Like, just his build, his ability to play the game, his arm. Like, we talk about 5'2" players, but he's gone by the wayside. His career is no longer, Major League Baseball worthy. Who is responsible for helping these players become the version of themselves that they need to be the best player they can.
Well, these players are also responsible for wanting to absorb some of that knowledge. And that's the biggest thing that I see. I'm not talking about John Morant. I don't know his whole story. I'm just talking in general, is the players have to be receptive to an individual or a group or an entity that's going to help them become not just great players, but good individuals and stay out of trouble and do things the right way. If the player says, screw you, what are you going to do? If the player just says, like, no, I don't want to do it your way, I'm doing it my way. Well, we've already committed all this money to you. Well, that's your fault, man. I'm doing it my way.
At that point, and because the name that popped into my head is like a Luka Doncic, not off the court troubles, but maybe not as competitive in terms of working out, and the Dallas Mavericks felt like, we need to trade this guy before things go awry.
Well, that's their right, yeah.
Do you think that teams should go that route as well? Like, okay, if we can't get you to be the best version, we need to move on.
I think before teams
you.
give the massive money, you should have a pretty good idea of what you've got.
Who you got and what they are.
Like, because nobody's obligated to give these guys, whether it's basketball, football, they're not obligated to give them a 10-year deal. They're obligated to give them the rookie deal, whatever that looks like in every sport. And that, to me, that's your honeymoon phase / your get to know you, your first date, second date. Like, you're getting used to each other. By the end of that entry-level deal, or pretty close, you should know what you have.
Right.
And if a team says, well, I think we could still work, then that's on you, man.
Yeah.
If you just made $100 and some million commitment on a guy that looks at you and says, I don't care what you say, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. Yeah. Then that's on the ownership, the organization. It's on the player too.
Yeah.
For sure. And that's what I started this whole conversation. The players have to take accountability, but not everybody does. Just like everything in life, there's people that we know in every business, every walk of life that don't take accountability, and they can't be told anything. They know more than everybody around them.
Yeah. They blame others.
No matter what you do, you're not getting through to that individual.
Right.
The problem is, at this level, it's 100 million, 102 million, like whatever it is that you've got for money that's committed to these guys, which adds a layer of blank you for these players.
Right.
Because they look at the bank account and go, well, you probably won't be here in a year anyways, coach.
Right.
My bank account says I'm good. Thanks. Take care, comb your hair.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, so it's tough.
We are going to talk later about, talent and character in young players, whatnot. But that's the thing. If you're drafting, scouting, signing young players, now more than ever with the money that's involved, you have to do your background check.
Yeah.
I think this one's extremely difficult because you have Morant, who is a superstar athlete. Let's just start here. I'm not saying this is the number one fix, but starting here, they talked about, what's the head coach for Memphis?
Oh man,
I can't pronounce his last name.
I forgot his name.
Isolo.
I just call him Coach.
Coach.
Frank Isola? No, that's somebody else.
That's this guy that writes for I think the New York Post. They talked about in the article how the coach uses short rotations and structured bursts and things like that, where Morant prefers rhythm and pick and roll and things like that. So it sounds like some of the issues stem from just on the court. Morant likes to play a certain style. The head coach likes to play a different style, right? That one's tough, especially when you don't have a superstar that's going to buy in no matter what.
Right.
So I think starting with hey, if you're going to be our guy, we got to find a system that works for you and kind of build around you. But if that superstar isn't really a player that you want to build around because he's a bit volatile like what Morant is, your problems go much beyond that.
Right.
Chris and I watched the Lamar Odom Untold on Netflix last night, and they talked about obviously how he had this superstar path, right? And it wasn't just the drugs. It's almost like he seemed kind of lost until he got to the Lakers. He had a very, very specific role. They knew how they wanted to use him and who was there. Kobe was there.
Right.
So if you're going to have a superstar, you might want to have an alpha that star looks up to so that you can kind of balance out some of the crazies. And then as soon as they traded him to Dallas,
went right back
career's
down.
over, almost died, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was. I came away after watching the documentary thinking there was no. This guy doesn't seem like he takes accountability for anything. Could have died multiple times and still has this like. There's a scene at the end where he's like, yeah. Probably coaching college basketball. Get to the NBA coaching if I want to. Like, dude, you're
so far off.
You're so
out
far.
of there.
I don't think you can change somebody like that. But I do think if you have that alpha like Kobe was, maybe you can. I don't know, find a role for him.
That's not easy though.
No.
I think that's the main part
unique.
though. Like if you're drafting a young player that is extremely talented, and maybe I don't know if Ja Morant had any questionable, incidents prior to getting to the NBA, but I think where you end up and what team you end up on and who is around you. I will say this for me as a young player in Pittsburgh, Hines Ward was on offense. He was one of the guys that you listened to without a doubt. Mm-hmm. Like Hines would walk around the locker room. I remember by week 13, week 14, hey, save your money. If you ain't saved your money yet, you better. You only got 2 or 3 more checks left. Like, he's literally yelling that out. And if you're a young player, you're thinking like, oh crap, we do only get paid during the season.
Yeah, these paychecks stop.
These paychecks do stop after week 17, unless we make the playoffs, and then those are guaranteed on a week-by-week basis. You should be making sure that you're taking care of your funds. I think being on a team that has veteran leadership, that has guys that, have had the career or similar career to what you aspire to have. I think that that's also on the ownership as well to make sure we have those leaders in this locker room, because when we're on the road and you're a 19-year-old kid, hey, we're not doing that. We're going here. We're going to go eat. We'll have some wine, and we're going to go back to the hotel. We're not going to be out at the strip club. We're not going to, because I don't want you to get down that path. I don't want you to get down that path, young superstar player. It is on me as the veteran leader in this locker room to make sure that you are exactly what you are supposed to be throughout your entire career. So part of it, in my opinion, does also fall on ownership, making sure that locker room is not set up to where he walks in and he is the alpha.
Yeah.
Because I do feel, and I've always felt this on any team, you need at least 2 guys on your team that you don't really know what they're going to do. And by that, I mean they may punch you in your face, literally, and you got to walk the line accordingly. I believe that that's the only way that teams generally stay in line. Like a couple guys, you have too many of them, you're going to have have a problem. But if you get 2 of them.
You get too many alphas in the same room is not great.
But if you get a couple of them that may punch you and say, hey, look, young fella, let's not do that. Let's do this. Okay, cool.
But the one thing, too, Carey, I agree, because I've been in those situations, but as things have evolved here to where we're at today, sometimes you have to be very strategic. Mm-hmm. And so in selecting who your alpha is going to be, and the alpha doesn't have to necessarily be the guy that walks up to the young guy or whatever and, kind of rattles his cage, or the kid feels like, oh, you might punch me in the face. Because there's some kids who be like, go ahead, punch me.
Right.
I'm not afraid. I'll fight you.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Right.
So it didn't work then. Mm-hmm. It's caused more problems than anything else. Mm-hmm. The leadership now, from coaches to the players who are the leadership group, you got to have at least a minor in psychology.
Yes.
Because you got to figure out what does player X, what makes him tick. And you got to observe them for a couple weeks and see what makes them get pumped up, what makes them go sad, what makes them get mad. And you go, okay, got to figure it out a little bit, because if it's a kid that's like not afraid of you and is actually looking for the confrontation, that method won't work.
Correct.
It'll just be fight after fight after fight, because the kid don't care.
Right.
But if it's a pat on the back or the quiet, hey, let's go grab a bite to eat.
Right.
If it's that, well, they sit down, let's grab a beer. Mm-hmm. If that's the way to do it, then, that can be beneficial too.
Agreed.
It's very difficult to know right away with these young players what is going to work. And then the element of so much money being available as well, that's problematic too, because these players feel like, oh, well, what do I care?
Right.
I got all this money.
Yeah.
Not all of them. I'm not blanketing the whole thing, but some of the players that become an issue or have problems or can't fit in, some of them don't care. Mm-hmm. They go home with their buddies that they know from college or from back home, and they spend their money, they do their thing, they don't care.
Yeah. All right, that's Jamie Rivers, Kerry Davis, Anthony Stalter. So this next topic kind of piggybacks off the one we just had. Do teams miss more on talent or character? There's a certain player on a Pro Football Hall of Fame trajectory, but was once viewed as a frat boy problem. We'll tell you who that is, then get into the broader discussion next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
If you're thinking about selling your home anywhere in the St. Louis or St. Charles area, now is probably not the time to take a chance and just hope for the best outcome. You don't want to just hope your realtor can help you out. No, you want to go with the best, and the best is Gloria Liu with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria already has the buyers, by the way, and your home may already be sold. What am I talking about? She has a buyers in waiting program that has 2,400 buyers or more that are just waiting for a home to be listed in their price range. And once they list it, then they can jump on that right away. And that's where Gloria Liu can really help you. Knowing the area so well and being in the business for so long, she knows exactly how to price your home to, one, get you the most money possible, but at the same time sell your home quickly, because you don't want to be on the market for a month, 2 months. No, nobody wants that stress. Nobody wants that headache. So give Gloria Liu a call. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Unfortunately, it is the final game of the season for the Blues tonight. You can listen to it right here on 101 ESPN as they take on the Utah Mammoth. We have an early pregame for you starting at 5:30. Puck drop will be at 6:30. We're going to continue talking some sports, of course. Do teams miss more on talent or character? We'll discuss it next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh. This Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. As Marsh just mentioned in the Sports Center update, do teams miss more on talent or character? I thought about this topic because I was reading an article at The Athletic about George Kittle. And Kittle was a player that coming out of high school, he was kind of like this skinny wide receiver that really didn't have a lot of outstanding physical traits. In fact, when he first got to Iowa, they didn't really know where to play him. They at first had him at wide receiver, and then they moved him to outside linebacker, and it didn't work. And eventually they moved him to tight end. And because of a couple of injuries, he wound up having a really nice career at Iowa, save for his senior year, because he had a foot injury, only had like 22 catches his senior year, a couple of touchdowns, and that's it. But one of the big reasons why he was off of a lot of teams' radar is because, according to the article, teams had this viewpoint of him because he had a reputation as a frat guy, a social butterfly, a party animal. He was rowdy and irreverent, and he was someone who marched to the beat of his own drummer. What was really interesting about the article is that a lot of the coaches at Iowa really didn't back him in the pre-draft process. They kind of steered teams away from him because apparently Iowa, and Carey, you know more about this than I do, but Iowa under Kirk Ferentz is very straight-laced. We don't party. We don't do and if you do, then you know what? We're going to tell NFL teams that you don't necessarily want this guy. So Iowa didn't back him. But the 49ers, who were trying to scout C.J. Beathard, the quarterback there, they kept watching this number 46 on film and seeing how well he blocked. And they're like, why isn't he on more teams' radars? Come to find out, this Iowa was telling everybody, like, hey, he's just a frat guy, blah, blah, blah. Then they got to know C.J. Beathard. And C.J. Beathard...
he probably had rave reviews.
Rave reviews on George Kittle.
Yeah. You talk to the teammates. They'll tell you the truth.
Love
no question.
Him. He is kind of out there, but he's just himself. Yeah. He's not a problem.
Right.
It's not like he was Johnny Manziel where it's like red flags over there. He was just kind of, he wasn't even a knucklehead. He was just, again, marched to the beat of his own drummer. And Beathard loved him. And the 49ers said, okay, he's not on anybody's radar. We have a third-round grade on him, but we'll wait. Yeah. And they took him with the second pick in the fifth round. And now, look at George Kittle. So my question to you guys is, in all sports, do teams miss more on the talent or the character?
Oh, I think definitely they miss more on the character.
I think so, too.
Yeah. I think it's hands down they miss more on the character. Just look at how many first-round picks don't pan out. And it's or they're hard to deal with, or they get traded, or there's so many factors that come into it. And it's funny that it's actually perfect that this is kind of the part two of the discussion we just started, the last segment. Players who have all this talent, sometimes even at the junior hockey level, the collegiate level for all the other sports, you really can't control them because they have so much talent. And so therefore, what I just said before, but what are you going to do about it? Kind of the same goes at some of the college levels too. If you're a superior athlete, but the character ain't there. So I think for teams that, go looking for that character referral, yeah, you check with the coaches, of course. I'm talking to the teammates. I'm talking to players he plays against. I want to find out how much of a nightmare is this guy on the field or on the ice to play against. How awesome is it to have him on your team? You know, and find out from them, like the 3 a.m. guys. At 3 a.m., if you've got a problem, can you pick up the phone and call player X and he's there for you? No matter what it is, flat tire, you know, you got mugged, whatever it is. Would he be there? Absolutely. Okay, so that tells me a lot about the player. Now let's dive into what matters as far as on the field and things like that. And if it's you know, his grades, if a team is focused on that being part of the character as well. I don't know how many teams really care about that anymore that are drafting athletes. But
School grades?
Yeah. Right. That's why I said it. But I think more teams miss on the character.
I agree. I think, and to your point about Iowa and how they run their program, I think it is unfortunate when coaches, you know, just because you don't, every person is not the same person. You might want a certain way for your program to run, but you also have to allow space. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You also have to allow space for
Barry on the fumble.
people to be who they are. And I think that some schools, some organizations aren't that way. They want everyone. They want a cookie cutter type of deal where everybody abides and goes about things the same way. And so good for the 49ers to do their due diligence and really look into who this player was. You saw the talent. It probably popped out on film. You're like, man, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Why is no one on this person? And then you find out, well, because he's this or they think he's this. But you find out. You ask more questions. You do more research into who this man actually is, and you figure out, oh, you know what? He just likes to have fun. He's a bit of a weirdo in a great way, right? And he still is himself. I don't think George Kittle has changed one bit in terms of who he is from probably high school to right now. He loves football.
The party bus home.
He enjoys the game. Yeah. He enjoys being himself. He's not going to change, and I think that allows you to have the success that he's had. So, yeah, but I think that teams do miss out on the character of a player because they often listen to what other people say about them as opposed to actually figuring out who this man or woman is.
And it's typically the same teams, right? Like the 49ers are a well-ran organization, so it doesn't shock me that they found someone like George Kittle.
Right.
There's also bad teams that were continuously bad because they picked the wrong guys. Maybe they went with the guy with more of a skill set rather than the character. You know, what comes to mind for me is Nail Yakupov, former Blue. When he was going through the draft process, Brian Burke, who was the GM of the Maple Leafs at the time, literally walked out of the interview with him because he didn't like his demeanor.
Yeah.
But what did the Oilers do? And they drafted him anyways, despite those red flags.
It's too good.
And it took a long time for the Oilers to become what they are right now.
Sure.
Because of decisions like that. So you have it on one end where there are teams that miss out on that character, where there's other teams that they just go for the skill set despite potential red flags in someone's character.
Yeah.
And they stay bad.
Yeah, and you're right. And how often when you do have some serious red flags on a player, does that player eventually fall back into those bad habits? You know, Johnny Manziel, there's so many different red flags on him.
Yeah.
Who he was hanging out with, what really motivated him. Things like that. And they came true in the NFL. He wanted nothing to do with studying. There was the untold on him where I think it was his agent that got a phone call from the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns were like, hey, he hasn't been studying the iPad. We can log in. We can see how many hours he tracked. And the agent was like, well, how many hours he put in? 0. 0. He hadn't looked at it. Johnny Manziel hadn't looked at any film at all. So his red flags were there. I mean, you can go down I don't know if you mentioned this on air or to me in the office, but Lawrence Phillips, some of the issues there. I mean, so.
Sometimes they look at the talent and say, well, I
fix
can't
him.
bypass. Yeah. He hadn't been in a good organization yet.
Right.
He hadn't been with us yet.
There's always
we'll
those
get them together.
people, whether it's sports or even personal relationships.
Nope.
I could fix that.
Yeah. No, you can't.
No,
Person is who he is.
If you're,
or she is.
yeah, he, she, whatever. Like if that's there, it's probably there for a reason.
Yep. All right. The NBA playoff picture. CD's going to dive into this next on 101 ESPN.
Amco Ranger is exactly who you need to call if you've got any problems with any pests or little critters running around your home or digging under your grass like I had over at the Rivers house. We had a couple of moles out there. I called Amco Ranger. Technician came out, set some traps all over the yard, like strategically, too. It was fun to watch. And anyways, so far they're taking care of my moles. Also came out and sprayed for ants, and we had some big carpenter bees, and now those are gone, too. And Amco Ranger was my first phone call. They got to be your first call as well. It's been a family-owned business for 60 years now. That's unbelievable. And Amco Ranger is one of the last remaining local family-owned pest control businesses in the entire area. There's no gimmicks or high-pressure sales tactics. No, they sit down, they talk to you, they find out what you're looking to try and accomplish, and then they go do that. You can tell how good they are by all of the 5-star reviews that they have on Google. That speaks volumes. So please give them a call today and get them out to survey your yard, your basement, your garage, whatever it is you're having trouble with. I promise you, you will be completely satisfied with my friends over at Amco Ranger. That number is 636-441-2847. 636-441-2847, or you can always go to amcoranger.com.
Carey, your Warriors had to rally from double digits. That one surprised me. That one shocked me.
You and me both, brother.
Because Steph Curry was banged up. He was going to be limited.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the secondary scoring was going to be coming from. Clippers didn't seem like they were going to have any issues scoring. That one surprised me greatly.
Yeah, they were down 13 in the fourth quarter, down 12 or 10 in the first half. Like they were down pretty much the entire game. And there is something about Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, Draymond Green. Steve Kerr mentioned it, saying that this is a dynasty that is essentially dying. Like they are on their last leg. They're holding on tooth and nail, trying to continue and just string this out as long as they can. And I think going into that game, the Clippers had beat the Warriors 11 of 12 times. Like they were really the favorite. They were the better team. And I saw Draymond Green, as much as people hate on Draymond Green, man, the way that he played defense on Kawhi Leonard last night was one of the best defensive outputs I've seen, from an individual player. Kawhi had 2 points in the fourth quarter. And those 2 points came on a layup with 10 seconds left in the game, and they lost by 5. Like, he had nothing, and it was solely because of Draymond's defensive pressure that he was applying, and that changed the game. And they went on, and they won that game, and it was a fantastic game by the Warriors, and Steph Curry ended up with 35 on a minutes restriction going into the game. But I think at some point, Steve Kerr was like, yeah, whatever, dude. Go play.
I mean, there's no tomorrow.
You lose, you go home.
Yeah.
You win, you get another chance to play for an opportunity for the playoffs. And I know Jamie is not a play-in tournament fan.
No.
But this has actually been minus the basketball season is a strange thing, because if you look at the standings, the top 10 teams in both leagues have been fairly, competitive. Steph Curry and the Warriors Steph was injured for I think 2 months. So he missed a lot of time. But once you get past those final 5 teams in each conference, it's like, who can lose the most? Mm-hmm. But those top 10 teams were actually vying and trying to make it to the playoffs, play in, and have an opportunity to try to win a championship. So I think the experiment has been good, minus the 10 teams that are not going to make the playoffs at all.
What did you think of the Magic?
I thought that the Magic, that game was also interesting. They lost to the 76ers. They were down the entire game. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about this in the office yesterday. Paolo Banchero, the star power forward for them, has mentioned that whenever they look, and it's crazy that this would be mentioned because they still have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs as the 8th seed if they beat the Hornets tomorrow. But he said that whenever their season is over, if the head coach returns, he's going to ask for a trade. Mm-hmm. Like, so a superstar player for your franchise basically telling you that me and this coach will no longer work together.
Right.
And if you don't move, then I would like to be moved. I thought that was going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And the amount of pressure that is on the team, the coach, and the players in this play-in tournament trying to make it to the playoffs when you know that your best player is telling you, I don't want this guy here anymore, and I don't really want to continue to do this with him here.
Yes, that's a little tough.
That is weird, man.
When you look at the overall first round and the other matchups that we could see moving forward here, though, the matchups that we're going to see, what else is intriguing to you when it comes to the playoff picture?
I'm excited to see Victor Wembanyama. I think he is a superstar, and the Spurs are the team that everyone is kind of picking right now to do something spectacular. They got the Trailblazers in the first round, but if they make it and they play the OKC Thunder, that's going to be a great matchup, because those two teams, the OKC Thunder are a young team, championship team. They have the pedigree right now because they've done it already. But this Spurs team with Victor Wembanyama and all of the Stephon Castles and De'Aaron Fox, they got a lot of really good pieces on that team that when they do face the OKC Thunder, I think it's going to be a good matchup. And also, obviously, Jokic and the Nuggets. Mm-hmm. That's a team that where they're not going anywhere. They're going to be around. They're going to do they're probably going to beat up on the Timberwolves, even though the Wolves are a really good team. But I think that's going to be a good matchup as well.
We do have Hornets Magic pregame at 6 tomorrow night. Tip-off at 6:30. Also have the Warriors Suns tip-off at 9 o'clock. So we got some of the NBA action for you tomorrow night. Tonight, of course, we got Blues Mammoth pregame at 5:30. Puck drop at 6:30. Hey, you can join TMA for the return of the Dotem Golf Tournament on Friday, May 15th at Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort, presented by Cutwater Canned Cocktails. cocktails. Get your foursome together to join Tim, Martin, Doug, and Jackson for a day out on the course, including breakfast from Donut Drive-In, lunch from Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, an after party with food from Texas Roadhouse, all your Cutwater canned cocktails and Anheuser-Busch beer and seltzers, the 100 West Dental closest to the pin competition, the Evergreen Wealth Strategies longest drive competition, and more. Registration opens this Friday morning at 8 a.m. with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Birdies for Bipolar. Find all the Dotem info now at 101ESPN.com. A lot of Cardinals fans have wanted small ball to return to the Cardinals. Well, it's here. Or do we think it's here. Do we think it'll stay? And who deserves credit for that? That's next on 101 ESPN.
role. We're getting a feel of what this team's identity is going to be moving forward, but we still are trying to win games while we're in this learning process. And seeing the game that they played yesterday,
I like what I've seen.
Yeah, it's some things that really stand out to me that I'm seeing throughout the league. But the Cardinals yesterday had a game that really put everything on a platform as far as small ball, putting the ball in play, running the bases well. Like, you're starting to see a lot more base hit bunts coming into play, D-Row.
So that was former MLB outfielder Chris Young on the MLB Network. He was also talking to Mark DeRosa, former Cardinal, on the MLB Network, and he was breaking down the Cardinals. They needed a lengthy breakdown. It was about 5 minutes, and a lot of it was spent on yesterday's win over the Cleveland Guardians and how the Cardinals were doing some of the things that, while they didn't, whatever they were doing in the inning didn't always lead to runs, it certainly was this small ball approach that put pressure on Cleveland. Ultimately, what they did in the sixth broke things open. But a lot of the small ball, quote-unquote, tactics, we'll call them, sack bunts, sacrifice flies, moving runners over, Victor Scott taking an extra base when Chase DeLauder threw it to the wrong side of second, small things like that added up big. And I know for years, Cardinals fans have wanted to see the team return to a more small ball approach. We've also heard, some sort of modern version of Whitey ball as well. It's here. So who deserves credit for that? Is it the front office? Is it Ollie? Is it the players? And two, do you think it's here to stay?
Yeah, I think the players deserve credit for executing said plan. I don't know if the players sat there and said, hey, Ollie, this is what we want to do this year. Can you help us navigate this?
Right.
I think it was probably Chaim Bloom sitting down with Ollie as well as other scouting staff members, front office people, looking at the roster and going, okay, what do we have here? We've got speed. Okay, great. We've got good defense, got some elite guys out there. We don't really have a big bopper. They had no idea, by the way, that Jordan Walker was going to be Jordan Walker. They thought Gorman would be kind of what Gorman is right now. Probably expect a little more output from Herrera, but that's probably it, right? Mm-hmm. So how do we win baseball games? How do we remain competitive while we go through this phase? And they probably put a plan together. This is why I think Ollie and his staff probably deserve a lot of credit here. Not solely on them. I'm sure Chaim Bloom and the rest of the front office and whatnot have had a say in the style of play, but Ollie and his staff are the ones that are down there on the field every day with them. Mm-hmm. Whether it's down there early doing, some infield work, outfield work, the batting practice, bunting. You hear about Ollie talking about how Victor Scott spent a tremendous amount of time bunting in the offseason, and we've already seen that pay dividends already.
Sure.
He's moving runners over. The odd time they're making mistakes because he's so fast down the first baseline. Then he's taking extra bags. The Cardinals lead the league in taking bases right now. So, it's working. I don't know who you give full credit to. I think it's probably a combined effort, but whoever decided that this is the way they're going to play for at least this season, whoever did that is probably the one who deserves the credit.
Yeah, I like the way you phrase that, Jamie. It's the players deserve credit for executing and buying in, but it's Ollie and his coaching staff implementing, hey, this is how we're going to win games. When you are a team that is either short on experience or short on overall talent top to bottom, you have to find different ways to win the game. One of the ways you can do it is by putting pressure on the other team, sacrificing yourself, sacrificing those outs, not playing the quote-unquote money ball method, and getting the ball down, getting the ball in play. There was I think it was Pajes who laid down the bunt, and he got thrown out at first base, but the pitcher had slipped on the grass. That could have wound up in right field, and then who knows, could have even more runs scored that inning. But you have to have the identity and hey, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on these teams. When we get on base, we're going to take the extra base. We're going to move runners over. We're going to constantly put teams in a position because we don't have the Dodgers lineup. And I think that does go to there does deserve to be some praise for Ollie and his coaching staff. Victor Scott, I don't know if he's making that play. Somebody's telling him. Somebody's coaching him.
Sure. Somebody's
saying, hey, you got a tremendous amount of speed. Watch what the outfielder does. If he's going to be lazy, take it. Or if he's going to be lazy and throw to the wrong side of the base, you go. You got enough speed. So somebody on the coaching staff is getting through to the players. Those small little things wind up making a huge difference in a game like yesterday.
Yeah, I think that utilizing what you have and understanding who you are makes the most sense in the world. You understand that coming into the season, you didn't expect Jordan Walker to, like you said, to be doing what he's doing. It's a benefit. It's helping your team. It's aiding in your team having some success. But you knew you had team speed. You would hope that guys could get on base to utilize that team speed, and it creates havoc. Mm-hmm. Like when you got a team that runs, the team, the pitcher is, the stress levels go up. The catcher's stress levels go up. I forget who was on base the other day. Mason Wynn was on base, and he's over there taking off and then coming back. The pitcher threw over a couple of times. Now, okay, buddy, throw again. If you don't get me, I'm to second base either way. So now that just creates another element of what are we going to do both from pitching-wise standpoint and defensively. Like, it just helps your team. And then they're also hitting and running. So, for me, I think they're playing the game the right way, understanding that they are not a team that is going to have multiple 30 to 40 home run hitters, multiple 3 or 4 guys hitting 100 RBIs. Like, they're going to utilize what they have. They're going to play good defense behind their pitchers, and they're going to play the game the right way, and I think it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, so kind of like the conversation we had about a week ago where I said in hockey, force the goalie to make a save. Like, don't just miss the net because you're trying to hit the perfect spot. Force the goalie to do his job. I think that's what the Cardinals are doing now to other teams. They're forcing the other team to make good baseball plays. If it's a bunt down third base or a drag bunt down first base, and they've got to make a play then. And it's not always easy to make those plays when guys are moving fast. You got multiple things happening at once, and I'd be curious to talk to BT next week when we have him on. I want to ask him this because it just sparked something in my brain. Is how much does it change the way a pitcher attacks a batter when you feel guys they're jumping, they're moving, they want to go like wherever they're at? Does it change how quickly you try to get your release to the plate so that your catcher has a chance to throw them out? Does it throw you off at all? Do you start to your wind up? Do you shorten it a little bit? Like, so what are the amount of things that happen in those moments? Because those things could be an advantage too. Mm-hmm. The pitcher hurries up something really quick, doesn't hit his pitch the way he wants. All of a sudden, it's a 2-run bomb that started out as a little single, a bloop single that started out the inning. So just little things like that. I think that all of those things contribute to what seems to be working right now.
Absolutely. The Cardinals are in action again tonight against the Houston Astros, and the Astros are another team that's kind of they're floundering right now. So maybe the Cardinals could take advantage. Marsh, you got a text?
The Cardinals are playing tomorrow.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
They said tonight.
You said tomorrow.
Yeah, they're off tonight and they play tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay.
Come on, Marsh.
Well, Marsh, what are you doing?
In Marsh's defense, maybe I did say tonight, but
you said tomorrow.
Okay. Well, in Marsh's not defense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other action around Major League Baseball right now. Got a bunch of matinee games. The only one in I guess there's 2 in the NL Central. No, 3 in the NL Central. The Nationals beat the Pirates 8-7. The Giants beat the Reds 3-0. The Brewers did beat the Blue Jays 2-1. So the NL Central took a hit today. At least two of the 3 teams that have already played have already lost. Pittsburgh is 11-7. Cincinnati is 11-8. The Cardinals are 10-8. Milwaukee's 10-8, and Chicago's 9-9. So not one team in the NL Central is under 500.
I stand corrected. You said tonight.
Did I say tonight?
To the great folks in the snake pit.
Okay, my bad.
Sharon's Ladue Pool Boy said you said tonight.
Tonight. They're off tonight. They'll take on Houston.
You need to apologize to Drew.
Maybe I said they're off. They play tonight, and then they play Houston tomorrow night. I don't know. Either way,
I don't know what you
they
said.
don't play tonight.
I heard you say tomorrow, but
you need to say sorry to Andrew.
Andrew, I do apologize. It's my fault.
Yeah.
I forgive you, Anthony.
It's my fault. I got to be better.
I just want to make
than
sure
that.
people aren't going to Cardinals TV and think, where's the game at?
Going to Busch Stadium? Nope, maybe not.
If they go down to Busch Stadium or anything like that because Anthony said something,
I got power.
Well, I'd be concerned because they're playing in Houston for one, so that would not be on you.
No. They do not play tonight.
What if they want to get an early start?
For next series.
I miss when people used to camp out for tickets. Instead, now you got to buy them online and stuff. I remember back when I was younger, we'd camp out for World Series tickets. We'd be there for a day or so, and then you just wait in line.
Sure.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to
I've
that?
never camped out for anything.
waited for
I've
anything.
never waited for shoes. I've never
One, we couldn't
waited
afford tickets
Black
growing up
Friday
for anything for that
outside of Walmart. Like I've never sat anywhere overnight to be the first.
Overnight? Nah.
I'm with you. I haven't either.
I never.
There's only one place. It's not even camping out. There's only one place that I will get there 35 minutes before it opens. The DMV.
Oh, that's
That's a good call. Yeah.
Because if you don't
I have waited
get in there
line.
in the first wave of people,
I have.
dude, it could be an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you better
Yeah.
bring the right stuff.
Yeah,
I
you were in
bring
line.
everything. One time I wanted to bring the entire file cabinet.
There
What do you
go.
need?
Just in
Let me
case.
get it.
Just in case.
Let me get the paperwork out that
Yeah.
you need. Here's my
I brought a
filing
blood
cabinet.
sample, saliva, a strand of hair.
I am prepared.
So, Anthony, you're an Avengers fan.
Yes,
right? Yeah,
absolutely,
of course.
yeah.
So when Avengers Endgame came out, there was one particular theater that did not have assigned seating. I think it's out somewhere in Fenton. I don't know if they still do that. This was like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
And me and my buddies, we went to the movie beforehand to get good seats for Avengers Endgame. So we went and saw Dumbo.
Okay.
And we slept through it. We were the only people in there, but we sat just right in the middle, baby.
You're ready to go?
But we went and saw Dumbo, so I don't know if you call that camping out for a movie,
I'll give it to you.
but we bought tickets for Dumbo.
It's a creative way to.
Did you also buy
camp
tickets
out.
for Endgame, or did
Of course,
you?
yes.
Oh, I mean,
Okay, all
because
right.
you know some folks.
we weren't
Some
those
folks,
people.
We used to go to the theater.
You go to one show and you can see 4 or 5 of them if
You
you
can just keep the
if you
feet
feel
moving.
like it.
I remember doing that like a teenager in high school. You go to pay for the one movie, and then you just don't quite leave. And then you just
man.
blend into the next movie, the next movie.
You're here. It's,
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, I didn't know. We used to do that when I was a
Oh,
kid.
I thought
We
it was
had-
all you can watch.
Right.
I got the all you can watch
all you can
package.
watch pass. We had a drive-in theater, and so they would charge you by the people in the car. So
People in the trunk.
yeah, you gotta hide. Get under that cover. Get on the floor. Okay,
Yeah.
don't move.
My brother and I had to do that. My dad was like, "I'm not paying for you two kids." I'm like, what? My mom's like, Jim. He's like, "No."
Nah.
He's like, "Get under the damn seats in the back." It was a
And be
station
quiet.
wagon.
Yeah.
Shut your mouths.
Good times.
How did that work? Did they like put the sound through like the radio? Or?
So
Yeah,
early
you'd have
on,
something
they had a little thing, a
Little
speaker.
speaker.
Yeah. Okay.
And you would roll down your window.
Gotcha.
Clip it on the inside and roll up your window.
Yep.
Okay.
And it would come through. Then it got really high tech. They had a little loop that you could put on your aerial, and it would slide down.
On your who?
The aerial. You know, the thing on the back. You don't remember those? Mm-mm. The metal thing that gives you your radio.
The antenna?
Oh,
Yeah.
call it aerial up in Canada.
Yeah.
So on your
I
antenna.
was wondering too, the antenna.
We call it the aerial. I don't know why. It must be a brand name. Who knows?
Sure.
But the antenna, you'd slide the little loop and to go down, it would give you
yeah.
reception. You have to punch in whatever the dial codes.
Yeah.
Then it progressed to where they just had
Just dial in.
Dial in, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, fun
Good times, man.
Yeah,
That's
they
good
still got, they
times.
still have some. They still have some of those
That was
drives.
some real good times. Great movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
great
saw 'em all.
movies.
You
I
did,
saw
Jamie.
Jaws at the drive-in.
Oh,
I
nice.
saw, was it Sliver, Sharon Stone? Was that the movie?
Who were you with?
It just came
Cover
on
you and
next.
your voice? Watching that movie, Carey?
It was like a 2-for-1 movie.
That
We watched the
was.
first movie, and then that one came on. I was like, whoa, okay.
What is this?
Sharon Stone.
I'm feeling weird, yet not uncomfortable.
How do you do, ma'am?
I was not aware of your game.
Unaware, very
Just
unaware.
got a picture of Carey's
Carey and his
adolescence.
football teammates.
Yeah, buddy.
Watching Sliver.
Sliver. It was 93. I'm telling you. It was
Great soundtrack, too, for Sliver.
like, okay.
All right, Chris Kerber's going to join us next.
Very
We'll
good.
talk to him ahead of tonight's Blues and Mammoth game here on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, and we called our guy Stewie today because we wanted to talk about FHA loans and what we need to know about them. And Stewie, no better person to ask than you.
Well, Anthony, a great story this morning. I had a customer call me and say, hey, I'm shopping mortgages and I'm shopping rates and stuff like that. And I seen that the lender I'm working with has the best rate. And I said, well, what are you getting? And he says, well, my lender told me that if I'm going to put down less than 5% or less than 10%, I have to go FHA. And with FHA, they require 3.5% down. Now, and the rate is so much better, he told them. But what people don't know is that the government will charge you a fee of 1.75%. The PMI that you pay, the mortgage insurance, is higher than it would be on a conventional loan. And what's worse is if you don't put down 10%, that PMI never goes away. So even though the rate is lower, your payment is actually higher. With conventional, he was wrong. You can put down 3% instead of 3.5% if you're a first-time home buyer. And the PMI is much less. So even though the rate's tad higher, you can actually have a lower payment. And he said, well, they never explained that to me. That's right, because lenders make more money when it's an FHA loan. He's switching it over here. We're going to close it in 10 days. His payment will be lower. His costs will be lower. Happy camper.
It's exactly why we call Stewie right there. It's because Stewie does it the right way for the customer. Because the customer is always number one with Stewie. I love referring people to Stewie and then hearing about it later on, how happy they are. That makes me feel great about our guy Stewie. But you got to give him a call. His personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
When you call him or text him, tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. He loves hearing that. And then just sit back, relax as Stewie takes his time and make sure that everything gets taken care of for you. But if you don't remember that number, what can you do?
You can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a great night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Hey, did you know when you get a maintenance check done with Classic Air Care, they'll do things like this? Like, did you have parts of your home where maybe it's cooler than you wanted or the temperature is different? Well, they're going to check the airflow out of the different vents, and they're going to make sure that the temperature variance from where it's coming out of the vent is what it should be from where it started in the unit. Those are things like that that Classic Air Care can do to make sure that your unit is running as well and as efficiently as possible. Now, you do your own stuff by making sure you change that air filter. It's real easy to do. You can order them online at classicaircare.com and things like that. But for just $79, they come out, get them out there this spring, have them take a look at it, make sure everything is running as well as it could. It's no different than changing the oil on the car. The more you take care of the unit, the longer you extend the life, and the more you avoid some kind of big-time catastrophic problem that could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. You get that all for just $79. It's a no-brainer. It's simple. And it's the air conditioner, which means it's the single most important thing that you have in the house to make sure that your house is comfortable this summer. Classic Air Care. Book an appointment online at classicaircare.com. They've been making people comfortable since 1926.
Everything St. Louis Blues as we head into the Blues booth on 101 ESPN. Presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. Find your perfect new floor at boardwalkhardwood.com.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by the play-by-play man of your St. Louis Blues, Chris Kerber, who will be on the call tonight for the Blues and the Utah Mammoth. Kerbs, do we hear that there's a blizzard going on in Utah?
Well, in St. Louis, we'd call this a blizzard, but no, it's snowing, but the wind is just blowing well enough that it's literally snowing at about a 45-degree angle. And it is just blowing snow. Actually, maybe even more of that. Some of that stuff's horizontal. This is wild. It's April 15th, and it is literally just snowing right now.
Well, stay safe out there. That's for sure. All right.
I'm just going to get on a bus. I'm going to leave it up to the bus driver to drive me the block and a half.
There you go. One of the hottest names right now among the Blues has been Jimmy Snuggerud, and while fans can watch him play Kerbs and see the skill set, do you have any peeks behind the curtain when it comes to Snuggerud's maturation this year?
There's been a confidence level. You see it in the room, walking in and out, doing interviews, things along those kind of lines. For me, it's the confidence that you're seeing on the ice. First off, the chemistry that he and Robert Thomas have found has been fantastic. We started talking about it last year in that 7-game series. You started to see the passing between him and Thomas. These two guys look like they look like they just know where each other is going to be on the ice. It's the first time, Robert's had a guy like this, except for Tarasenko, that knows it on his wing. But I think Jimmy's a little more dynamic in the all-around, some of the passing aspect of the game than Vladdy was. But yeah, listen, when he shoots the puck, he has been absolutely looking to shoot and score every single time, and that to me is the biggest difference. It's not just shooting to just fire it and see what goes. It's shooting with intent to score, which somebody goes, well, what's the difference? There's a difference when you look at a guy that feels like he knows he's going to score every time he shoots it, and that seems to be the zone that Jimmy's in.
Kerbs, I'm not sure if you know the lineup yet or not. I am curious to see if Oscar Sundqvist gets in there tonight, but either way, we used a clip from your Curbside podcast, your discussion with Sonny. I thought it was a great discussion. And, the one thing he says at the end is, I die for this logo. And, you've been with Sonny for a number of years now. What are your best memories of Oscar Sundqvist? And I'm not saying that he's not going to be a St. Louis Blue anymore. It's not up for me to decide. That's up for the Blues to decide that. Just, he's such a character guy that, I just feel like we should talk about him.
Yeah, you know what, Jamie, I love it. He is not playing tonight. I believe Finley, Walker, and Bergman are back in. I don't have the full lineup yet. But he played his last game of the season, unless there's a late change. That was the last home game in St. Louis. Look, Oscar's just been one of those Blue kind of guys that, you've all heard the story from Joey where Sidney Crosby said we never should have gotten rid of him, right? And he's the guy that if you ask Craig Berube, was the head of the engine for him, through that championship run. And at the same time, when I asked Craig Berube, what's the one move you made in each series that you felt was a series-changing, coaching decision. He said that first-round series in 2019 against Winnipeg changed when he moved Oscar Sundqvist up the lineup. You remember when he and Barbashev, 2 different games, got suspended for heavy hits in that Stanley Cup final? The Blues didn't look anywhere the same and lost those games in blowout fashion. So he's been that kind of player. When he got traded to Detroit, the Blues were on the plane waiting to take off. There was a delay. There was a buzz that was on that plane, and you look around, and I saw Parayko stand. I'm like, man, they didn't just trade Parayko, did they? Turns out it was Sundqvist, and I watched Oscar Sundqvist walk from the back of the plane to the front of the plane. Every single player on that plane gave him a hug. Broadcaster, media, PR, coaches, his way down. You could feel the impact of when he left. This is a guy that wants to be in St. Louis, that loves it here in St. Louis. I don't know if he fits in the plans because of the changes the Blues are made, the opportunity for guys like Jack Finley, and others to play a role and grow into that. I know that he could be still a heck of a mentor for this young group of Swedes that's here as well. And that is yet to be seen. The team hasn't said they're not going to re-sign him. I know Oscar wants to continue his career, but we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But if there's anybody, as much as anybody, that has epitomized being a St. Louis Blue since he got here, it's been Oscar Sundqvist, and just a phenomenal guy that loves the city of St. Louis and is going to stay there. So he was an awesome one to talk to, and we did that on purpose because we just wanted to thank him just in case it was his last game as a Blue.
Kerbs, we've seen this team have the success post-Olympic break, similar to what they did post-Four Nations tournament last year. Assuming that there are no trades and this roster returns similar to what they have right now, the main pieces are here. What expectations would you have going into next season? Do you believe that they can carry this over into the next year?
No, I don't. And that's a scenario, Carey, that if there's anything I'm going to bet on, it's you aren't coming back with this same roster. And I don't think you can. I think Jim Montgomery's comments a couple of days ago were pretty direct, and I liked them. When he said 2 things. He said, number one, we need players that want to be ready to go at the beginning of the season. And that means how are you coming in shape and ready to go and mindset, that kind of stuff. And the other thing he said is, you look across sports, there's plenty of players that have made a careers out of playing well when there's nothing on the line. And those are not the kind of players that the St. Louis Blues need. They played well, with not a lot on the line here down the stretch, but that's just not going to be enough for this team. So if they came back next season without any changes, I think my expectations would be a team that's on the outside looking in, a few points out of a playoff spot, and probably drafting in that 11th or 13 or 15 range, because this group is still going to rely on even some more youth potentially coming in with Carbonell and Juracek. And, the makeup continues to need to evolve if you're going to take steps forward. And so my expectations wouldn't be very high if they came in with the same group.
Kurtz, we'll be listening tonight when you'll be on the pregame as well as the puck drop at 6:30. We appreciate you, and stay out of the snow.
Yeah, I intend to stay out of the snow. Snow in April doesn't sit well with me anymore.
No, I don't blame you at all.
We'll have a good one, and we'll have a good week, guys. Thanks for all your work over the course of this season, and we'll check in with you guys next week.
Thank you for all your work as well, Curbs, and we'll check back with you. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Take care. That's Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, right here on the Blues Radio Network, 101 ESPN. Let's do Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You just heard from Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, right here on the Blues Radio Network. We'll have Blues and Mammoth for you tonight on 101 ESPN. Pre-game starts at 5:30. Puck drop is at 6:30. The Cardinals are off today, but they'll take on the Houston Astros tomorrow. From Houston, 7:10 first pitch with Kyle Leahy on the mound. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Time to bet the board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Marsh, how did we all do last night?
All right, Anthony, unfortunately, you did not do well.
No.
The Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies scored more than 9 runs.
Yeah. Cubs scored, I think, 11.
Seattle and Vegas did not score a goal.
Not one in the first.
No.
In the first period.
Vegas eventually scored 4.
Yep.
But not in the first.
Nope.
Mike Trout had a great night, and so did Andy Pajes. So Carey and myself pick up a point. Jamie, you and Carey are tied at 7. Anthony, you and I are tied at 4.
Oh, well, let's do Carey's first, or he's not here to pick it, so we'll pick it for him. He'd like the under in the Anaheim Ducks Predators. All right, let's go back here to the NHL. I got to try and milk this as much as I possibly can. Go over in the first period between the Anaheim Ducks and the Nashville Predators at minus 145. Carey, we already got your pick.
I'm after you.
You
buddy.
punted.
I did not.
It's all right.
Minnesota Vikings
Table
did
tennis
miss
is
their
popular
pick
this time of year.
one year, Anthony. I know if you remember that. Minnesota Vikings did miss their pick one year in the NFL draft.
They did. Yep.
I don't know what the heck those guys were doing. Not like you had forever to kind of figure out all of the possibilities. This is the first round. What? No, it wasn't the first round.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Was it the first round?
It was the first round. They were like top 10 pick.
You got that. That's absolutely.
How do you miss the first
That's
round
bad.
pick?
Somebody needed to be fired.
Ran out of time.
There was some arguing going on in that war room.
And I think it was the wide receiver Troy Williamson, I think.
Is that who they picked?
I think so. I could be wrong on that.
I need to see that. Who was drafted? Anyway, we can figure that out later. Give me.
I know why they missed it.
Why did they miss it?
And I didn't want to say anything until I looked it up, but this is what the internet says. The Minnesota Vikings missed their 7th overall pick in 2003 due to a failed last-minute trade negotiation with the Baltimore Ravens. That caused their 15-minute time allotment to expire.
Oh, Baltimore been playing these games for a while now, have they?
At least
That's on the Vikings, though.
They did get Kevin Williams with that pick.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
But they had to pick after whoever picked before them.
I think they fell two spots because they did have the 7th pick, and then they dropped back 2 spots.
How do you do that?
So Jacksonville selected Byron Leftwich.
That's a good pick for them.
Carolina selected Jordan Gross. Then the Vikings
Why not
selected Kevin Williams.
Just get on the phone and, hey, you want to move up?
I don't know.
But either way, I'm not letting you all take my pick.
Baltimore, very next pick, Terrell Suggs.
That's a good pick, too.
That hurts.
There's some good picks. I mean, Kevin Williams ain't a bad pick.
Good. No. Remember those two?
The Williams brothers.
They
weren't brothers, but they were brothers. There you go. And football players. Give me Ramon Laureano. 1.5 hits, runs, RBI.
All right, Marshy.
You're up.
Oh, okay. Give me the under in the Astros and Rockies game. Under 8.5. Under 8.5. Rockies, Astros.
I'm looking at the Blues and Mammoth game. There were a ton of goals scored the other night. I don't know if that happens again. The over-under is set at 6.5. I'm going to go with the under 6.5 at -130 in tonight Blues UAth Mammoth game.
UAth.
Marshy, I was late coming in. Did Jamie hit his pick yesterday?
Nope.
So we're tied now?
Correct.
You two are tied, and Marsh and I are tied.
Hey, did you got the over, right? Because you said always go over.
Yeah, the Cubs covered it on their own.
Yeah, you went over, though.
No, I went
because
under.
you told me the rule is never, and I do mean never, go under.
Yeah, I went under
It's the worst
again
bet
tonight.
in sports. Oh, my God.
I didn't say it's the worst bet in sports. I said it is the least entertaining bet in sports.
It's terrible.
Oh, how'd you do it?
I have my reasons.
I told you the Cubs were going to. I said 11 runs. It was 13 total. I was only off by a few. Sorry that you didn't listen. What'd you go under today?
Rockies and Astros.
I was in here for that, and I don't know how I didn't hear that.
It's okay.
Where are they playing? In
Houston-
Colorado?
Houston.
Yeah.
8.5. What's your final? Go ahead.
I don't
Kerry.
have a final, man.
The people want to
5-4
know.
Houston.
5-4
What's your
Houston.
problem? 2 days in a row, you go after my guy Anthony. What's your
Look,
problem?
I
don't get it.
love Anthony.
I know
Anthony
you do,
gets
but
it.
it just that's why it's a little out of
He gets
character.
It just doesn't feel like
Does
you
he?
do.
He gets it.
You know, it doesn't feel like you love me.
I love
based,
you, brother.
based on the way you've been talking to me
Hey,
lately.
man. My coaches used to tell me when I stop talking to you, that's when you worry.
Is that why they never talk to me? Son of a...
They were sick of you.
I was sick of them too, okay?
He's got to go. Marshy, do we need a new Gauntlet contestant at the top of the hour?
We do not. No, I have someone for the Gauntlet today already.
There you
And it's
go.
their birthday.
Well, happy birthday, of course.
Birthday person.
Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We will play the Gauntlet in about 20 minutes or so. But speaking of Marsh, he's got what's trending for you next. Hey, this month, Auto Centers Nissan is pushing inventory out. Deals are fantastic. They have over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one location. Just check them out in Herculaneum, right off I-55 in Herculaneum, just minutes from South County. And this kind of selection doesn't exist anywhere else. They've got new Rogue, Pathfinder, and Murano and Frontier models that are eligible for 0 payments for 6 months, 0 money down, and 0% APR for 60 months. So those are the deals that they have on new Nissan models. But they also have remaining 2025 models that are discounted up to $11,000 off MSRP. And of course, they have select models, select used models that aren't Nissan. You can go with different makes and models. And those select used vehicles qualify for 0 down and no payments for 3 months. If you're looking for even better offers, then head to AutoCentersNissan.com, because as of right now, those vehicles are up to $1,000 in additional savings. So when you go to AutoCentersNissan.com, choose your vehicle, hit the green Claim My Buyer's Bonus button, and you'll lock in the savings instantly. No gimmicks, no special qualifications, just instant savings. 1,000 vehicles, as I mentioned before, great deals, 30-day return promise on any new Nissan. It's Auto Centers Nissan and AutoCentersNissan.com.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, have you ever tried to steal someone's identity?
No, sir. Not once.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I was going to say, you have taken Sean's ID a time or
I'll
two.
tell you a funny story about if we've got time.
Of course. Jamie, we got all the time
Gotta make sure I
in
got
the
it clear
world.
with Anthony.
Oh, 5:30 at least.
So my brother's 4 years older than me, and in Canada, the drinking age in Quebec, which would be like if you cross the bridge into Illinois, it's the same thing. We cross the bridge from Ottawa into Hull or Gatineau. Its drinking age is 18. In Quebec, drinking age is 19 in Ottawa. And so when I was young, my brother would take, because my parents would go like places, whatnot, say, well, you're going to stay with your brother. My brother didn't want to stay home with me. So he's like, hey, you're coming to the bar with us. He's like, you're tall enough, whatever. He goes, here, we're going to give you.
And you're how old?
15.
Got it.
And 14 when he first started taking me to the bars, because we took to the ones over in Quebec.
Naturally.
And so at 15, he would always like, it was funny. He'd go, hey, we're going to find a really hot girl, and we're going to ask her to go in with you, and they won't check you for ID if you got like a hot girl with you or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. This is awesome. And so it worked. And so then he's off playing hockey somewhere, and he left me his old driver's license to kind of use to go to the bar. Who doesn't go to the bar as a regular at 15, 16?
Of course, yeah.
There's a better story to follow up for story for that too. So one night we get into a scrap inside the bar. Some guys, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, it happened. And
Stuff like that never happens.
so I get arrested, and they take me down to the police station. And now I'm terrified. I'm more terrified I'm going to get busted for underage drinking. So they're like, hey, ID. I'm like, Sean Rivers. So they book me under Sean Rivers.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then they later find out through things like they go through their computers who are you really? I'm like, I'm Sean Rivers. I'm like, I give them the address, everything. I know everything about him.
Yeah.
Like, the problem is, you're not 5'8". You're like at least 6 feet tall. I'm like, that's an old driver's license. Charade goes on for.
Says here you got it issued yesterday.
Charade goes on for a while, and then so finally they say fine. So they figure out like my parents' number because it's on my brother's like information. So they call my dad and go, hey, we got your son down here. I got into a bar fight, and he's like, I can't. He's off playing hockey. No, your other son. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, we got him. He's like, what? How did he get in the bar? He's like, well, this is an interesting story, Mr. Rivers. Tells him the whole thing. Tells him we get in a scrap, whatnot. And this was a Saturday night, and so you got to be in court on Monday morning.
You
So
don't usually get to leave
unless your parent comes down because you're underage and all this stuff, right? So they say, you can come get him now. No, I'll see him Monday morning. They're like, no, sir, he's underage. Yeah, that's all right. Keep him.
Wow.
So I'd stay in jail for 2 nights, and you should have seen some of the.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I learned quickly I didn't really want to be.
Isn't that where you want to be,
At least
man?
not full time.
That.
Then the follow up to that story, real quick, is we had a bar locally we started going to when I was 15, and we'd go like Thursday, Saturday, like, this is great. Well, then when I turned 19, that's actually the drinking age. So all my friends and then my brother and everybody would go in there and like, whose birthday is it? And they're like, it's Jamie's birthday. And the staff is like, ooh, all right. How old is he? 19. They're like, what?
Not this guy.
I was like a regular. I was like the guy that's going over to the bouncers and be like, no, they're with me. I'm like
no.
Nick Papa Giorgio. Like, I was like, I'm not even kidding you.
From
like the Vegas vacation?
Yeah.
So they were laughing like, what? They're like, oh, man. You've been coming here for like years. I'm like, yeah. I know.
Sorry about that.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So there you have it.
Nick Papa Giorgio. Right this way, Mr. Papa
I'd be
Giorgio.
like, no, they're with me. They don't have to pay the cover charge.
Wow.
Well, Jamie, I don't know if your situation is like the situation that Luther Davis is going through right now. So this is from ESPN.com. A former Alabama football player faces charges of wire fraud and identity theft after he allegedly used wigs and fake driver's license to impersonate NFL players for the purpose of securing nearly $20 million in loans, according to federal court records. Prosecutors allege that Luther Davis pretended to be 3 different NFL players from May 2023 until October 2024 to secure loans from multiple lending agencies. Are you ready to find out who those players are?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I know, but
You do know. Okay, perfect, Anthony, because one of them is Atlanta Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr., former Cleveland Browns tight end David Njoku, and Green Bay Packers safety Xavier McKinney, according to the report.
Now,
Kerry, you had a situation where someone
I did.
impersonated you.
I did. I was
man.
I was no longer
that's right.
playing in Atlanta. But my friend called me. She's like, hey, man, how you doing? You good? Oh, yeah, I'm good. What's up? So, yeah, it's a woman here that I work with that says she's dating you. I'm like, well, I'm not dating anybody. I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, yeah, this tells me the girl's name and all of this. And I'm like, she said, yeah, she's dating a player that plays for the Atlanta Falcons. His name is Carey Davis. I'm like, yeah, you should do some more research on that because I have no clue as to who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary. Like, maybe she's making it up, maybe not. So she talks to the woman at work, and she says, hey, tell me more about this Carey guy that you're dating. The girl was like, yeah, he plays for the Falcons and this, that, and she said, hey, I have a friend named Carey from St. Louis that played for the Falcons. He doesn't play here anymore. He's in Tampa. And she showed the young lady a picture. She's like, this is Carey Davis that played for the Falcons and no longer plays for the Falcons. And the girl was in awe. She's like, oh, my God, that's not him. Like, no, it's not. I don't know who this gentleman is that is pretending to be Carey, but you should Google the people that you're dating, maybe, because that's not him at all. So, yeah. Kind of weird, man.
that is very weird.
Strange as could be.
Last thing here, and Jamie, you sort of referenced it earlier in the show, but the Utah Mammoth the other night decided to have their paint the ice night following. This was actually last night. They painted the ice last night.
So do you guys know what that means? So at the end of the season, like the Blues will do it here once they have one last night where fans can go down, paint the ice, leave a message, something.
Sure.
It's kind of cool. And then they take the ice out, the season's over, and everybody's on their way. Well, last night, they painted the ice in Utah.
They got a game tonight.
Problem is, they got to get it tonight.
Boy, they're struggling this week.
They got a game tonight. Did somebody forget?
I don't know. I don't know
the
if
ice
they
still
just thought,
painted?
like, the Zamboni will clear it off. Which
I don't know how it works.
I mean, I will say this. I've used some, like, the orange paint they use, like, on the grass and the concrete. The cable guy, like, mark the yard.
Sure.
I've used some of that on the ice before when I'm teaching really young kids, like trying to teach them a pattern to a specific drill. I'll do a little arrow, and as they go, then I go scrape it up, and then they do it by memory.
Right.
So the Zamboni can take some of that off, but that's a tall order.
Yeah.
Like,
Somebody had to work their butt off
they
tonight.
probably
Yeah.
have to shave the ice down a slight bit to get that layer of paint off and then rebuild the ice again a little bit.
Not great.
Somebody was upset when they realized they had to work last night.
Oh,
What
man.
is that? Well, that's all the messages to the players. Why?
That's nice.
It'd be awesome if we watch that game tonight. They're still everywhere.
Yeah.
Blues like, screw it, we don't care.
Might as well. All right.
It'd be fun. On that note, I'd be remiss if I didn't say congratulations to Jim Schmooky on an incredible career. He's been the Zamboni driver with the Blues since way back when at the arena, to the move over to the Kiel Center, which is now the Enterprise Center. The last home game was the last home game that he's working. Now he's going to go off and have some fun or do other things, but just an awesome individual. So I thank him for everything he's done over the years, and he's always been a great guy to sit and talk hockey with.
Well said. That's Jamie Rivers, Kerry Davis, Andrew Marcham, Anthony Stalter. Somebody will be picked by our listener playing the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. Hey, guys, stop reaching for the energy drinks over and over and over again, or the coffee over and over and over again, and actually do something about your health, things that are going to make big differences. That's what Carey and I did when we went to Mentality. Guys, as we get older, our testosterone levels, they can dip. Certain factors can play into that, but age is definitely one of them. Mentality, they'll sit you down, they'll talk about how you're feeling, and if you are struggling with things like low energy, low motivation, your mood's all over the place, Carey, they'll put you on a program, and you got to see it for yourself, but the results are just incredible, and it's just how you feel. I feel great, and I know you do too.
Yeah, and they start with a comprehensive 100-point blood panel. They run all the tests. They figure out, what is causing the fatigue, what is causing the sluggishness, and then they figure out how to get you better. Maybe you have low testosterone, and they can put you on a therapy plan for that. Maybe you need some peptides. They can put you on a plan for that. Maybe your vitamin D is low. Mine was low. Not enough sun. Maybe you can get a vitamin D packet and get you squared away with that. Whatever you need, they are there to help you. They are human-based. They want you to be the best version of yourself, and I'm definitely a fan of it, as I know you are as well.
I was low on vitamin D as well, but these are things that they can track. Then when they draw your blood again every 5 to 10 weeks, depending on what program you're on, they can make adjustments. They can also stay on top of things that maybe you don't know about because you only do a physical once a year or once every 6 months. So Mentality has definitely helped boosted our attitudes, our energy levels, all that outside of the gym. You're going to love it. So schedule your appointment with Mentality today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com. Don't forget to tell the fine folks at Mentality that Carey and Anthony sent you down there. It's Mentality.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:02, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Dana to the program. She's going to play in the Gauntlet. What's up, Dana?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Appreciate you joining us. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me today in the Gauntlet?
I think I'm going to go with Jamie.
All right.
Nice. Jamie Rivers. He's going to head to the Cone of Silence right now.
All right, Dana, good luck.
Good luck to you, too.
Thank you.
All right, Dana, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marsh.
Dana, what category are you hoping for today?
I'm not saying.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. All right, so when the wheel is done spinning, I would love to know what category you like. Marsh, are we done spinning over there?
We are done spinning.
All right, so we have our category. I can't see it, but Carey and Marsh can.
Random.
I was going to ask Dana what category she wanted.
Arenado. You didn't specify who you were talking. You. So here's the problem. You were looking directly at me, which is, I happen to look at you. I know that's against the rules, but when you told us when you looked directly at us, you want an answer and you want it now.
Well, not then.
I didn't know.
Dana, I'd like to personally apologize to you for Carey Davis's attitude and efforts today. All right?
My apologies.
No big deal.
All right. You did get random. How do you feel about random?
Yeah, it was better than I was hoping I wouldn't get hockey against Jamie.
Well, you did not get hockey. All right, here we go. You get 4 questions, all random. Each one is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Here we go. For 6 seasons, the groundbreaking ABC drama Lost provided one of the great shared TV experiences. Who played Dr. Jack Shepherd, the show's main character?
I never saw that, so give me the options, please.
Sure. Matthew Fox, Patrick Dempsey, or Michael Keaton?
Matthew Fox.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 2. Only 2 men have performed in at least 23 WrestleMania matches. The Undertaker and who else?
Options, please.
Is it Chris Jericho, Hulk Hogan, or Triple H?
I'll go Hulk Hogan.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. On June 27th, 1999, who became the world's first skateboarder to land a 900?
Options, please.
Is it Sid Gresham, Tony Hawk, or Apollo Ono?
Tony Hawk. Final answer.
And last question, Dana. The origins of 6'7" tie back to the song Doot Doot, released by this Philadelphia rapper in December of 2024.
Options, please.
Skrilla, Future, or NBA Youngboy?
No idea. I'll go NBA Youngboy. Final answer.
All right, let's bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Dana, how you feeling?
Not very good.
I don't blame you. These were tough. All right, Jamie's not paying attention, and here we go. Now he is. Here we go. All right. Doesn't really have a strut to himself right
he's
now.
taking his time.
No, he is, yeah.
Hey
Jamie.
guys, how we doing here?
We're doing great.
Good. How'd Dana do?
That was the Cone of Silence.
I was good. We're just talking with Jordan, and Jordan, she runs the board for the Blues games, and so this will be the last game that she does, and all that stuff. We're just talking about the Blues and things like that.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Well, your category today is random.
I love random.
Pack a lunch.
Let's go.
Question 1. For 6 seasons, the groundbreaking ABC drama Lost provided one of the great shared TV experiences. Who played Dr. Jack Shepherd, the show's main character?
Options, please.
Michael Fox, Patrick Dempsey, or Michael Keaton?
A final answer.
Question number 2. Only 2 men have performed in at least 23 WrestleMania matches. The Undertaker and who else?
Okay, go again.
Only 2 men have performed in at least 23 WrestleMania matches. The Undertaker and who else?
I actually know this. I think I know it. I shouldn't be so cocky, Anthony. Triple H, please. Final answer.
Question number 3. On June 27th, 1999, who became the world's first skateboarder to land a 900?
I mean, Tony Hawk, wouldn't it? Tony Hawk, final answer.
Last question. The origins of 6'7" tie back to the song Doot Doot, released by this Philadelphia rapper in December of 2024.
Options.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Come on, man.
Your options are Skrilla, Future, or NBA Youngboy.
Skrilla, not Skrillex.
Skrilla, Future, or NBA Youngboy.
I'll go with Skrilla. Final answer. My kids are going to be embarrassed.
Well, maybe not for that. Let's go right down the list. Question 1. For 6 seasons, the groundbreaking ABC drama Lost provided one of the great shared TV experiences. Who played Dr. Jack Shepard, the show's main character? Dana said Matthew Fox. Jamie said Matthew Fox. Correct answer is
Matthew Fox.
We're all tied up 1-1. On June 27th, 1999, who became the world's first skateboarder to land a 900? Dana said Tony Hawk. Jamie said Tony Hawk. Correct answer is...
It is Tony Hawk.
But Jamie didn't need the options. So Jamie's got a 1-point lead. Only 2 men have performed in at least 23 WrestleMania matches. The Undertaker and who else? Jamie went with Triple H. Dana went with Hulk Hogan. Correct answer is
Triple H.
Triple H. Jamie with an additional 2 points. Last question. The origins of 6'7" tie back to the song Doot Doot, released by this Philadelphia rapper in December of 2024. Dana went with NBA Youngboy. Jamie went with Skrilla. Correct answer is...
It is Skrilla.
Dana.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
I'm sorry, Dana. Jamie got you 6-2 today.
Yeah, well, every question was like, okay, I have no idea. So
I don't blame you. Yeah, that was a tough one.
now
I'm
I wish
sorry.
I'd gotten hockey. So.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, might have been better with that.
Happy birthday, though.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Dana. Happy birthday.
Can I say something to Jamie, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love watching hockey, and I've been listening to you guys. I listen to you guys all the time. And the way you explain how plays work and why players do what they do helps me enjoy it even more, and I just want to thank you.
Oh, man, that's really awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words, and that is the mission usually, is to make sure that everybody can enjoy hockey and learn, and I'm very happy that that's the way it's coming across. But thank you for the kind words, Dana.
You're very welcome. I love you all, you guys.
Thanks, Dana.
Happy birthday.
Love you. Thank you for listening. Happy birthday. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Take care. Boy, what
I
a
feel awful.
scumbag you are.
Yeah, I feel like I should go sit in the penalty box. Just
I agree.
because
Probably should.
Oh, man.
Glad it wasn't me today. Usually I'm the one to take down the nice people.
Can I decline the victory?
You had to go 6? No. You had to go
can't?
6? No, you can't. No, you can't claim. No.
Well, what if I'm on
Dana wouldn't want that.
What if I'm on PEDs? Then do I?
What?
I mean, what kind of PEDs are we talking
I
about?
don't know. What do I need to be on to be disqualified? I think Carey's got it in his bag.
He set that one up.
Wow. All right. Well, Jamie, we can't do anything to you, but somebody will.
You want me to do it to myself?
No.
What are you talking about? What?
Yeah, no.
I'll punish myself. Anthony.
I know you will, but no. We don't want that.
I'll let you guys watch, too.
Nope. We don't want to.
Why don't you want to witness it?
Sports Six Pack is coming up. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. If you've got any question for us, send it in, and we'll answer it in part 1 next on 101 ESPN.
question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Time for part one of the Sports Six Pack, which if you would like to send in any questions, you could do so via the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Marsh, question one, please.
Question number one.
You had your hand up, Carey?
Oh, no, I was stretching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, from the 636, would you bet the Cardinals over 70 wins this season and over 650 runs scored for the season?
I don't know about the runs, but I had pegged the Cardinals at 75
You
wins.
did what?
That's right, Kerry.
What you want to do on your personal time, Jamie, is fine, but don't you be bringing that into here.
All right.
We don't.
My bad.
Thank
I
you.
picked them for 75 wins.
Okay.
So, therefore, I'd say that I would wager them to go over 70.
And how many runs? 650?
I don't even know how to.
Let's see. Last year, 600 and... Oh, yeah. I mean, the Cleveland Guardians were the lowest team with... Well, third to lowest with 643. So, yes and yes. They had 689 runs scored last year.
Yes. Yes on the number of wins. Yes on the number of runs.
Yeah. Yes and yes.
Yep. Let's do that, baseball.
Who wouldn't?
Question number two.
Tim's Toothless Bottom Boy wants to know, Jordan Kyrou's production noticeably dropped off when...
When he played?
When he stopped scoring.
When he... Oh, wait.
Is this a fill in the blank?
Should I answer this as like a fan? A Blues fan?
Answer, you can answer however you want.
Answer it how you thought to answer it.
I'm going to step into a certain portion of the Blues fan base.
Be careful.
That mindset. So, Marsh, if you would, just so I can get into character, can you ask that question again, please?
Jordan Kyrou's production noticeably dropped off when...
Yeah, he got paid, and he decided to stop playing.
It's just not true, actually. His production went up.
I'll tell you what, the effort, when the effort wasn't there. And that matches right around the time the production dried up, too. So it was the effort.
Okay. So we have a few different responses. In fact, Tim Toothless Bottom Boy texted again and said when he got lit up in the playoffs. So ever since he got lit up in the playoffs last year, he has been the same player.
Yeah, I saw him light somebody up last year himself. So that
was before, though.
Did that affect Pavel Buchnevich's offensive output too? And
That's when he got paid too.
Jamie, that's question number 3. Let's slow down now.
I just didn't know. I thought that hit was big enough. The hit heard around the world.
Impacted multiple players on the team.
Like an earthquake.
Did that one get a hold of Fowler and Parayko too? I'm just wondering. It was a big hit.
He had a rough year, man. And I don't, based on his own standards that he has set for himself.
I totally agree.
Have a bounce back year next year.
The funny thing is that he still is sitting at 18 goals right now. He could still be a 20-goal scorer. And it's been a bad season. Not a good season offensively for Jordan Kyrou. Yet he's still sitting there with 18 goals.
And you have to wonder if Anthony will choose him today for Light the Lamp to get said 20 goals after destroying him 2 minutes ago. But it could provide you third place in Light the Lamp.
Huge battle.
We do. I hope you've been thinking about who you're choosing because I know I have.
Does that bet still stand for my goalie goal, Jamie?
Sure. I like fun. Let's go.
Only chance I got.
You could do it.
Could you say that Jordan Kyrou's production would have been better if the Kyrou, Shen, Holloway line continued to excel like it did last year? Because that line wasn't really a thing this year outside of a few games.
No, and the lines, and I would say this to Monty, too, is I thought there was a lot of shuffling of the lines, and I know his retort to me would be, well, the lines weren't working, so you keep putting them in the blender. It's the chicken and the egg thing with some of that, but I agree. I think if Jordan Kyrou had a second line role with the first line that as productive as Thomas and Holloway and Snuggerud have been, you'd probably draw the top defensive players, which would mean, in theory, someone like Jordan Kyrou, Jake Neighbors, Pavel Buchnev should produce more offensively as that secondary scoring. In theory, of course.
Question number 3.
Jamie, I lied to you. This third question's not about Pavel Buchnevich. We'll save that conversation for another day.
Oh, okay.
But the 618 does...
July, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe maybe later in the show. Who knows? But from 618, the NHL should expand the playoffs to a best of 3 for 7 versus 10 and 8 versus 9 to determine the top 8 teams to play for the Stanley Cup. A play-in similar to the NBA. Do you like this idea?
He loves it. Get that crap out of here. Why even bother having a regular season then? You can still be happy. Be 10th place and still have a chance. No,
I would say, in fairness to your sport, Jamie.
Don't talk about my sport.
I was going to give it some love, actually. But now I won't.
Don't care.
Keep his sport out your mouth.
You saw what happened to somebody else, say, one time? Wouldn't keep that out their mouth?
Yeah. Actually, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, you saw it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You asked Chris Rock about that.
That guy's been going through it lately. Not Chris Rock, the other guy.
Oh, yeah. So was his wife, apparently.
That's kind of... either way.
Through her, I guess.
It's been a rough few years, man. Rough life.
That's
what
Jamie
I was going to say,
Barry Rivers,
is I don't think hockey players need to play any more games. Like, they actually played the entire season. They're actually 82 games. They actually play all of them. I actually appreciate hockey players way more than I do basketball players. Football, hockey, guys play, man. You got to almost be, the limb has to not be working the same way that it did when you came into the arena that night for you to not play. Like, you playing tonight? I don't know. My hand, I don't really.
Let me see if I get it warmed up.
What about your foot? Yeah, it's dangling, but I can get this skate on. I'm going to play. Like, I appreciate that. Basketball, man, them guys, man, they I'm tired. We had to fly our private jet across the country, and I didn't get enough rest, so I'm going to take a day off. I think it's the softest thing in the world. I do. I do. I think they're getting paid so much money, and they so soft. But, so no. Don't give them damn hockey players 3 more games to prove that they need to get into the playoffs. They've done their job. NBA, you give them another game because, hell, 80% of them rested at some point during the season, so they need another opportunity to figure it out. That's my take on it.
The only reason why I would entertain this idea is so a team like the LA Kings don't just get into the playoffs with 22 regulation wins. For instance, the Blues have 32 regulation wins. The team above them, the Nashville Predators, have 28. The Kings, who occupy the final wild card spot in the West, have 22 regulation wins, and the only reason they are a playoff team is because they've lost 20 times in overtime.
It's because you give points for losing. Now, that part about hockey, I hate.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
They should eliminate that part. You lose a game, you lose. You don't get rewarded for losing.
I agree.
Give them 3 points if you win in overtime. Hell.
I've said 2 things. One,
regulation.
Go back to the original, which was 2 points or 0 points. I think it would increase the intensity in the overtime period because there's certain teams that know they're not as good in the shootout, which means they're going to press more in the 3-on-3. You'll get more action, a little more exciting. The goal in overtime will be worth more, meaning like more intensity. Or go to the other one where it's 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime shootout win, and if you want to keep the 1 point for the loss, fine. But at least then there's some differentiator. So the Blues with, their 32 regulation wins, do the multiples of 3, and then that makes a difference for you.
Does that matter? Is hockey, like when it comes to points and who had the most points in a season, because that would impact that, obviously, if you have 3 points for a win. Does that matter? Like in baseball, the numbers matter that much. Would that matter that much in hockey?
Like the number of points? Nah.
Yeah, like a team. Oh, they're the highest scoring team in NHL history.
No, as far as like the points they get, that's nothing.
Okay.
They still go back to the record, and it's not the same. It's not like an individual thing where all of a sudden you get 2 points for a goal. That changes the history books then.
Right. And with the playoff format, at least in the West, there is only 2 true matchups if you did the 1 through 8. Colorado would be taking on the Kings as it sits right now. And then the other matchup is Vegas against Utah. Other than that, we would have different matchups if you went back to the 1 through 8.
Why? What's the point in that?
Listen, Carey, I've been asking that question now for a few years. Gary Bettman, I don't understand why he is so set in his ways with this. His theory is that the first round of the NHL playoffs is the most compelling first round of any league for playoffs. Because every other league, his opinion is that every other league, the first game or the first round is usually a cakewalk. You get the one team that beats the other one automatically.
That's the point.
But you're right.
You earned that right.
I agree. Where Gary's flawed is that you're also eliminating a Stanley Cup contender in the first round.
Yeah.
So you're losing a team that could be very compelling as the playoffs goes on.
Dumbass.
I go back to 1 through 8 and just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gary.
You fool.
Gare Bear.
All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is coming up next. 314-399-9646 to the Air Comfort Service text line. Keep those questions coming in. We'll answer them next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew March. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Tonight is the final game of the season for the Blues. They'll take on the Utah Mammoth, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 5:30. Puck drop is at 6:30. Tomorrow, the Cardinals will be back in action going up against the Houston Astros. First pitch is at 7:10 from Daikin Park in Houston. Kyle Leahy will be on the mound for the 10-8 Cardinals. If you have not sent us a question, do so because we have part 2 of the six-pack coming up next. Text into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646, and maybe we will answer your question next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is right now. Fire away, Marshy.
Question number 4.
All right, so we have a listener from 314 that has been sending us text messages about the Gauntlet. With sort of a suggestion. I'm just going to read what the latest one says. You already hate it? Okay, but I'm going to read it anyways. Okay. Gauntlet contestants and avid listeners like myself want to know each of your statistics in the Gauntlet: wins, losses, saves, points for, and points against. Contestants deserve to be able to make an informed decision on who they want to play. My question is, based on this text message, should we start reading off the records before we actually ask the contestant who they want to choose?
I have a question.
Yes.
Just the records? Or are you, because if they want all that other stuff, like points for, points against, this, that.
I have not kept track of points for or points against since I've started doing this.
It won't be a we thing. It'll be a you thing, Marshy, because I ain't keeping track of that stuff.
All I've kept track of is who plays the Gauntlet, who they face, what category they face them in, and who wins. And then I'll keep track of certain records of,
so
like, Anthony's 20-2 overall. And then he has, whatever category is, he's this or that.
Yeah.
Same thing for all of us.
So you already have that.
Yes, I just don't have points for, points against.
Okay, which is fine. I mean, so if need be, I guess you can
ask.
You can ask before they, would
sure.
you like to know the records? The category doesn't really matter because the wheel's what picks the category.
Right.
So,
that
you can just tell them after they get the category what that person's
I guess.
record is in that category.
Sure. I mean, not that would matter, because
I don't think it matters either way, because if they plan on, listen, if you want to be a Gauntlet champ, you got to run through all 4 of us at some point.
Yeah,
you got to beat all 4 of us. So whatever your decision is and how you go, you have no choice on how the wheel lands, brother, sister. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You choose who you think you can beat. If you're a really good person, maybe don't play Marsh. If you can avoid it.
Or Jamie. I mean, he really showed that today.
Or Jamie.
Yeah, Tina, I'm so sorry.
You know?
Happy birthday, though.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday.
Okay. Was that it?
Good
Like,
luck.
were they angling
no
for
question.
for something?
I guess the question was, can you do it?
They've just been
That was more
texting in more statistics.
More analytics.
Yeah, but Marsh has all that stuff. So if you would like to know when you call in, great. I don't think we should do that every single Gauntlet where Marsh is going to run through everything.
I agree.
And maybe not, that's not what they're suggesting. But
No, I think it's literally what they're suggesting.
Not every time.
They're suggesting every time, yeah.
Every time,
points
that's
against.
That's ridiculous.
A little bit.
Well, I don't know about the
What
it would take
Gauntlet
2
war.
seconds to rhyme off the records.
What's your Gauntlet
That's
WRC plus?
It could be like Anthony's, 20.
Yeah, overall record, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's quick. It's a
But
10-second
in each category, no. So, if Marsh is up to that and he wants to he wants to do that, then we'll leave that up to Marsh.
The points, 4 points against?
No.
That's
Just
your option.
Just
I'm
the
not
record.
doing that.
No. Just the records. So like, hey, just update you as Carey is so and so in overall, but not
each category.
Not each category.
Not
a
on
little
Mondays.
excessive.
What's his record on Wednesdays?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't have the splits for that. I'm sorry, guys.
You're not that flexible.
That is right. I cannot do the splits.
Marsh, he's got those tight grinds, Anthony.
Hips, too.
Mm-hmm. They don't lie.
Question number 5.
From the 314, actually, this is the Brazen Ballin' Bruiser. How do we get more people excited about the Cardinals this year? I'm having more fun watching the Cardinals this year over the past 5 years.
Depends on. Jeez,
that's okay.
Combining a couple words there.
I didn't even catch it, so.
It depends on what you're referring to. If you're referring to like the buzz, I actually think the buzz is kind of growing. Are you talking about getting more people to watch? I wouldn't be shocked if the Cardinals TV network is starting to see an uptick.
Yeah.
If it comes to people going down to the ballpark, that's a little different. So depending on what you're talking about in terms of how do you kind of create more excitement over them, I think the buzz has been created in terms of like how Cardinals fans are feeling right now about the club. But when it comes down to getting down to the ballpark and spending on tickets and parking and concessions and all that, that may take a while and more wins. That's my thought on it.
I think Jordan Walker keeps hitting home runs like that. People will start showing up in droves. Because even if you're not winning, you see you have a chance to see something that you may not see, right? You something that he's hitting home run, and I don't know if he will continue down that path. But does anybody know what the record was when Mark McGwire hit his 70 home runs?
Wasn't good.
But it didn't matter. That's my point.
Not a playoff team. Yeah.
It didn't matter. We were showing up or we were tuning in because Mark McGwire was hitting the hell out of the ball. You didn't care what their record was. Yeah, I didn't. I cared what the record was versus him and Sammy.
Yeah,
that's the record I was watching.
Sure.
So you can still enjoy certain aspects of it, even if the wins aren't a part of the story this season.
I fear that you maybe have said the magic word that might unleash one of our texters.
No, that's Little Mac.
Oh, okay.
I do have a question. Like, where the hell? Two-part question. Where did not that why is that person texting that picture? Where did said picture come from? What is that? Like,
well, I'll tell you
what's
what
the
it is,
origins
Carey.
of this picture?
Yeah, it was a press day, late
Couldn't
90s.
Couldn't have been. I refuse to believe that this specific player went to a photo shoot.
Yeah. Without
bottomless.
Yeah. I think it might be what they say, photoshopped.
Okay. I will agree with that. And I told that texter to save that crap for the morning show. TMA.
Yeah, they appreciate it.
Yeah, they appreciate
They
that
like
stuff.
it.
Yeah, they like it.
Jackson knew exactly who it was.
Yeah,
he did.
And he didn't. And that
Doug likes to
texter.
evaluate and compare.
That texter didn't come out until Jackson was on when we were at Helen Fitzgerald's that day. And he knew exactly, I know who that is. But what do you mean? They text in every day. To your show, sir. Text in that crap to this. We don't want any parts of that.
I don't know. Yeah, it's up to you to click on it or not, okay, bro?
You did on accident the other day.
Got me, too. You got me. Sometimes it gets you know?
Got Marsh the other day.
Sometimes it happens.
Anthony has not. He has no clue what we're talking about.
Anthony
No, I'm
doesn't
good.
go on the text line.
I'm good with it. We're good. Don't need to.
Question number 6.
All right, from the water boy. Just got done cleaning the middle child's room. Whose kid has the messy room in your house? And does anyone have a messy studio at the office?
So at my house, My youngest, McKinnon, is probably, we call her the world's smallest hurricane. She suffers from ADHD, which is like she'll start getting one outfit ready for school, then all of a sudden watch TV, and then forget that she's got one outfit picked out, go back to the closet, pick out another outfit, try them both on, not like either of them, leave them where they're at, try on a third outfit, and then look at the clock and go, oh my gosh, I'm running late. And then has to leave everything. So, yeah, she's a sweetheart. I love her. Just squirrel, shiny nickel, squirrel.
My son, like, I almost think it's intentional at this point. Like, I asked him the other day, I said, dude, you're trying to piss me off. Like, are you literally leaving this stuff? Like, it was some juice. It has a carton, orange juice or something in the refrigerator, and I go to pick it up, and I almost
empty.
Throw it through the top of the refrigerator. Okay, now, it costs you nothing to simply take the empty carton, set it to the side. We recycle in our house. You can set it on the counter. Mm-hmm. It's not a problem. Just set it there. I go in the pantry. Dad, can I get a case of Gatorades? No problem, son. Go in there. Not a Gatorade left, but guess what's there? The entire case, the whole case just sitting there, nothing in it.
Right.
So I ask him, are you, is this intentional? Like, do you do this like, is this just your little way of saying, blank you, Dad?
Asserting his dominance.
I think it is. Yeah. It gotta be.
Look what you'll do for me.
Trying me.
Go ahead, Dad. Pick up my trash.
Every day, man. Wow. It's a little piece of something. Yeah. You gotta be doing this on purpose, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Lincoln's 4, so we won't include him in this because he's a little dude. Mm-hmm. Madeline can get messy, but she'll be the first one to clean up on her own. Like, she'll straighten up her room and stuff. She can be
clean up on her own. What is this you speak of?
Yeah, it's not often, but it's also not a battle. Like, if I tell her, hey, you got to clean up your room, she'll do it, and she'll do it pretty well.
Oh man,
what you just described, Xavier. That's Killian. Yeah. Like, he is so absent-minded on stuff. He's so oblivious with stuff. I'll give you a perfect example. To this morning. We're about to leave, and I noticed on the couch, my man loves candy. And it was all the Easter candy, and he was just eating it and throwing the wrapper, like, in this little toy treasure chest that Lincoln has. So you're just tossing in there, eating the candy, tossing the wrapper. Mm-hmm. There's like a bunch of wrappers in this treasure chest thing. And I'm like, Killian, go throw the wrappers away. So he took the treasure chest thing, right?
Oh, no.
And he put it right by, he just closed the lid on the treasure chest and then just put it on the floor. Because if you're going to take anything upstairs, like we kind of leave it on by the landing and stuff. So he kind of put it right there. So I walk past it I'm like, I'm just going to see if my man did any of this. I open up. Nope, all the trash is still in there. And I go, Killian, I wanted you to throw away the wrappers. Oh, I forgot.
No way you forgot.
But I purposely moved it over here.
So sure enough, he does. He takes the treasure chest, this toy treasure chest, to where the kitchen is, and he throws away the wrappers. So I'm like I take the kids to the school in the morning, right? So I'm going around, I'm getting snacks and breakfast and all that stuff, and I finally get them going out the door, and I look over. That treasure chest is now by the sink on the counter. So he literally just emptied it and then just said,
set it down.
This is good.
Well, in fairness
my responsibility.
In fairness to him, you asked him to empty it.
I just asked him to empty it. That's on me.
Tell him to put it back.
Yeah. These are the type of things with him that is the it drives me insane.
Yeah, I feel like it's intentional.
And and it's not. I'm trying not to get triggered by it. Like, he's doing it to me on purpose. He's not. He's 8. But like, he couldn't find his shin guards, his soccer shin guards. So it's just me. We took Lincoln over to my sister-in-law's. Kristen had Madeline at a dance competition all day on Saturday. So I got him. We're going from football to soccer to baseball. He had a soccer game Saturday morning. Cannot find his shin guards. Like, dude, it is either the the laundry room or your room. It's only 2 spots, or maybe the garage,
maybe the car,
or maybe the car. Right? Checked all those spots. Could not find his shin guards. Right, and now I'm getting ticked off because now it's like I hate when the kids are late to like warm ups and stuff. So I'm getting ticked off. So I grab Lincoln's, which are smaller, right? And I go, "You're wearing these, dude," because the ref's going to check. I don't want to wear them. Well, then you're not playing,
right?
So we put on these little shin guards, right? Lo and behold, Kristen found him in the laundry bin.
Oh,
he took off his socks and his shin guards, threw them both in the laundry bin.
It got so bad with McKinnon that I got on Amazon one night and bought 3 pairs of shin guards and socks.
Keep them in the car.
I always made sure I had one set.
Yeah.
And that was it. So she would be, I'm missing a shin guard. Don't worry, I've got it for you. But I would make sure we get home. Give me that one back.
Right. Yeah, you have
this
to.
This is mine.
You have to think about it every single time. Yeah. Here's the best part of the story. Okay, I'll wrap this up. Lincoln. So he had so Killian had soccer on Saturday. Lincoln's got these little kick around sessions on Monday. Right. So now I need to have my man's little shin guards ready to go.
Can't find them now.
No, I found one. Found one in my car. Killian took his stuff off, threw it in the car. No idea where the other one is.
Not my business, not my problem, Dad.
Are you kidding?
You're the one that told me to use them.
Not my problem, sir.
Are you kidding me?
Sounds like a you problem. You figure it out. The hell are you doing? You're the dad.
It drives me insane.
Comes down to parenting, Anthony.
Seriously.
It is. It's not easy, man.
And he's the most sensitive too. He's a sweet kid. He's the most sensitive, so I can't jump on him too much because then he starts the internal processing. I have to be. I'm not good enough. I can't think about that. Use your head.
So sorry, Father.
Sweet kid, great athlete.
Sorry, I'm not what you want me to be, Dad.
Now you do it yourself.
I have to do it gently.
Now there you are.
Hey, buddy.
Tears.
You're
drinking
awesome.
the makers.
Right.
Trying to figure out life.
I'm a terrible dad. I can't find shin guards or talk to him properly.
Anthony, you're not coming to bed. No,
I can't.
I don't deserve to go to bed.
Oh,
so I gotta talk to him a certain way. Hey, buddy, you're doing great at everything in life.
So you almost have to give your son a crab sandwich.
I do.
Yeah.
You got to build him up, pop him one, and then build him up again.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why you're so good at it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Drives me insane. All right. Are the Blues not in any position to hit a home run this offseason? Marsh, what the hell?
Are the Blues what?
They can't hit home runs.
They
play
hockey.
Marshy?
They got to score goals.
Oh, maybe in free agency. Is that what you're talking about? Hit a home run in free agency. That makes more sense. Plus, we'll light the lamp next on 101 ESPN. Marsh, I'm going to toss this to you because you had a thought for the Blues free agency, maybe even NHL overall when it comes to free agency, whether or not this offseason is going to be kind of a dud.
Yeah, The Athletic put together a survey with NHL agents, and one of the questions within the survey was, will NHL free agency on July 1st be a dud? And out of 21 votes, 15 of them said yes, and 6 of them said no. And there's a quote from one NHL agent, and he explained free agency is going to die because there's just going to be more trades beforehand. The Matthew Tkachuk deal changed the landscape where free agency really begins a year or two before. Like for Brady Tkachuk or Austin Matthews, they're going to look at what Quinn Hughes did, and teams are going to look at what Vancouver did, and teams are going to want to get something for these guys ahead of time and know ahead of time. You're not going to have the Mitch Marner situation where you're walking a guy right to the marketplace anymore. So for those Blues fans out there, they're like, let's go get this guy in free agency. That's probably not going to happen. And if you do want to make a big splash, more than likely you're going to have to trade some of your young pieces. And Doug Armstrong has mentioned in the past, that's not really a thing. They want to keep these young guys for the future. So ultimately, what can the Blues actually do this offseason to improve this team outside of the players just playing better?
Well, a lot of it might just have to be the internal strides from some of these guys, some of the young players, and I realize that that's not going to suffice for a lot of Blues fans who want the Blues to make a significant addition when it comes to free agency. And that's not to say they won't. You know, it could come from a trade. But if they don't attack free agency with a reckless abandon, which, quite frankly, that usually doesn't work. The team that usually signs a bunch of high-priced free agents and wins the offseason rarely wins in the regular season. The Dodgers are like the extreme example, but they have such a great foundation when it comes to their drafting and developing. They're just adding on top of good, right, or great. So getting back to the Blues for a second here, the biggest strides might just have to come internally from these young players making, strides in their improvement.
Yeah, I want to caution Blues fans right now that you're gonna have to bear with Alex Steen and Doug Armstrong, because going out and getting a massive free agent just because the salary cap's going up, hey, let's go spend. That doesn't match the time frame of what your team is right now. So why would you go spend $9 or $10 million a year on a player right now that they'll move the needle, but are you a competitive championship team at all? Probably not. So I don't know why you do that. So don't expect some big splash from the Blues. However, I know they're going to try to make some deals. They'll probably be second level to third level deals. The only thing the Blues could realistically do, and I say this with complete honesty, if they wanted to target Austin Matthews or Brady Tkachuk, they have enough assets to do it. And if you landed one of those players, the timeline gets thrown out the window. Who cares? Because now you have a player of that ilk on your team. However, if you do go after Austin Matthews, he has 1 year left on his current contract. You have to be, because the assets that it'll take to get him from Toronto, because Toronto right now, it looks like they're going in a new direction. So the 3 first-rounders you have, that's pretty damn attractive to a team that's going to go through a rebuild. And some of the young players that you have that maybe won't be, like Stancil, what's he going to be? Don't know, right? But maybe the Leafs like him. So if it takes 2 first-rounders, a Stancil, and then somebody else to get Austin Matthews, I'm making that deal. If he'll extend and stay with St. Louis for 4 or 5 years, because otherwise it's dumb. And Brady Tkachuk, same thing. He's got 2 years left, so you got a little more runway with him. But again, you better make sure that he wants to stay a St. Louis Blue after, or you will have liquidated your assets, and then 2 or 3 years from now, you're right back where you started.
Sure.
Well, and I wonder what this is saying. Free agency could be, for what we know it to be, dead, essentially, because if you do make that trade, maybe that Austin Matthews is like, I'm not going there unless I do get this deal.
Yeah.
Well, and you have to also look at, what players might be available as unrestricted free agents. It's not a massive group. Let's go through some of the names. Alex Ovechkin. Do you think he's leaving Washington? And are you really ponying up for that guy at 41 years old? Love him. He's great, but you're not. Patrick Laine? Jacob Trouba? John Carlson? He's probably going to re-up with the Ducks, I would imagine. They're going to make a good pitch to him. He'd be a guy I would certainly entertain, especially when your power play's as bad as it is right now. Shea Weber. By the way, he's retired, but he's still on here because he'll be a free agent. Kevin Hayes. Nope, been down that road. Kopitar's retiring. Malkin probably wants to stay a Penguin. Jaden Schwartz doesn't fit the timeline of what we're doing at 33 years old. Probably not going there again. Charlie Coyle. You already have enough bottom six forwards. So this is why, too, where these agents probably looked at this and were like, "Ooh, probably not going to be great."
Right.
So.
Right. When it comes to other sports, though, do you see this happening? And we were talking in the office about the NBA. The NBA free agency period is massive. Like, there's
so much money.
A ton of different names moving around. Could you see something like that changing to what we're seeing in the NHL, or no?
Probably not, because it's more player driven in the NBA. Like they hold teams and front offices hostage in the NBA.
Yeah.
More so than any other sport.
I thought you were going to say accountable, but hold them hostage is okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go with accountable. Like Anthony Davis when he wanted out of New Orleans. I don't know if he was holding the front office in New Orleans accountable.
Yeah, holding them accountable because they haven't produced or put a product around him that was going to help him win championships.
Well, that wasn't going to happen anyways.
Hold their feet to the fire.
Yeah. Old street clothes.
If I'm holding something to the fire, I don't know if I'm holding someone's foot to the fire. I'm probably going to hold their face to the fire if I want an answer quicker.
That's a good call. All right. The most important light the lamp of the entire season. Let's go.
And a couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Shooter!
I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score! We got hockey to learn.
All right, so Jamie has an insurmountable lead unless Carey gets the goalie goal tonight. And then it comes down to you and I, Anthony, which is really the main event for tonight. So even though it's for third place.
Third place. Yeah.
So, but Jamie, you get to go first.
All right. My guy Snuggie has been lighting the lamp at will. He's playing against Logan Cooley, we think. Cooley might be scratched. I don't know. But I think he'd be highly motivated. So give me that Joel Hofer.
I knew it. I knew it.
Wow.
I told you. I knew it. I knew what he was going to do.
Wow.
I doubt.
That's a Baltimore Raven move right there.
Going to do. I knew it. I'm not even mad at you. I knew he was going to do that. I felt it in my bones, man.
Wow.
I felt it in my bones.
No, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to do that to you. Give me Jimmy Snuggeroo, please.
You should have kept it.
No, that'll be even better if it goes the other way.
Yeah. Give me Joe Hofer.
Okay.
Anthony was like, "Oh no."
Well, that had huge implications on perhaps who Anthony and I choose.
Correct.
So, man,
So we're tied.
I was thinking, man, does Jordan Kyrou score 2 goals tonight to get to 20 goals? Or do I just go with Dylan Holloway? But, Anthony, you've been riding Jordan Kyrou all season long. I'm going to allow you to choose him.
Thank you.
So I'm going to take Dylan Holloway.
All right, great. Give me Robert Thomas, please.
Thomas been
First line. You believe?
Yeah, it's the only line I believe in. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got the biggest question of the day next.
Well, my buddy Derek Stevens, the owner of Circus Sports in Las Vegas, he had a vision a long time ago about having the world's largest sports book in Las Vegas. Well, he's got it at the Circus Sports Casino in Las Vegas. He also now has the world's largest sports book in the palm of your hand. That's right. Get online to the App Store or the Google Play Store, punch in Circus Sports, and go to the white logo. Click on that, download the app, punch in all your information, and you are ready to go. They've got great lines on all the futures bets, tight money line splits. They do have the best odds of any app that's out there, and they celebrate your winning. Some apps will shut you down, limit you, block you, stop you from playing because you're winning. Not at Circus Sports. They applaud your wins, and they want to see you keep doing it, and that's why they're the best in the business. So for that and more information on Circus Sports, go to circusports.com today. Again, that's circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 5:10, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex Jewelers. All right, we gotta go pretty quick here, guys. Biggest question of the day was something that Kerry cooked up.
Yeah, I was just watching baseball, and I joke a lot about the Dodgers, but a realistic question that I have for you all is Shohei Ohtani the best baseball player we've ever seen, or the best baseball player to ever play the game? And that question was brought to my mind last night. The Dodgers won 8-2. Shohei pitched 6 innings, struck out 10. He didn't bat. He didn't even bat. He was out of the lineup last night, just solely focusing on pitching. He has a .5 ERA. He's won 2 games so far this season as a pitcher. We already know what he is as a hitter. He's a 4-time MVP. If he adds a Cy Young award to his resume because he's focusing, he's obviously healthy this year and able to pitch consistently, is this the greatest baseball player to ever live?
Yes.
I don't even think yours. I
don't think this is an irrational question.
No, not at all.
Like we've never seen anything like what he's doing.
Like, what's the comparable? I know somebody said, "Well, Babe Ruth pitched." No, like he really did. He did, but he really didn't. And you know, I know the generational comparisons are always very difficult.
I agree.
And I don't normally like them. But like this player he's dominating he's not just playing both positions. He's dominating as a pitcher. He's dominating as a hitter. He steals bases. Like, I think I don't want to say easily, but I'm going to say I don't have to think or pause very long to say that I think he's the greatest baseball player ever.
Barry Bonds is probably my number one. He's 7-time MVP, and I know people he was winning MVPs before he got to San Francisco. He is the standard, but even Barry didn't pitch. That's the best pitcher and the best hitter in baseball in this era. Like, I mean, it would be hard for me to not say that Shohei Ohtani would be the best baseball player to ever play the game.
I mean, that's the differentiator right there, is that he can dominate in both situations.
Yep.
Not any other player in the history of the game can say they dominated at both.
Yeah, right. With the key, we're being dominated,
Yes.
which is what you just noted. Absolutely. I completely agree. It is not insane at all.
I didn't think so.
Yep. All right. Well, I wound up being pretty good for biggest question of the day.
Easily answered. Asked and answered.
Yeah, he just had to have a superstar team to help him win a World Series.
It is very true, but so did Kevin Durant, you know?
Oh,
so,
that's right. Why did KD get a shot? What did KD do today?
Well, no, I'm just saying,
not much.
Shohei Ohtani needed a superstar team to help him win, and so did Kevin Durant.
He was still winning MVPs. Well, I guess KD was as well. He won an MVP in OKC.
I think that's fantastic. It's an individual award. What Marsh and I are talking about is team success.
The Devil's Crotch says he's not doing it every day. I take Mays and Bonds over him. He's not dominant at the plate.
What?
It's a fast lane on 101 at ESPN. Criticisms and compliments.
40 home runs last year?
You don't know, ball.
3 stars of the day next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. We are off early today because we have the final game of the season for your St. Louis Blues. Pre-game starts at 5:30. Puck drop is at 6:30 as the Blues take on the Utah Mammoth. If you have missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Chris Kerber, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you will find all of our interviews and all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. All right, time for some criticisms and compliments.
Nice.
Criticisms and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
All right, we got a text with a 314. Fun show today, guys. You guys always make each show fun to listen/watch. Go Blues.
Go Blues. Thank you very much. That was very nice of you.
Lisa says, guys, have a great night. Anthony family stories were fun. Thanks.
Oh, well, good.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. Glad everybody enjoys it. My frustrations.
Curb Stomp says, another banger today, gentlemen. Making it through each week without you guys would be difficult.
Oh, man. Well, that's high praise. Thank you.
And now here comes the criticism, Anthony.
Let's get it.
Maybe not a criticism, more of a pushback from the 314. You say Shohei Ohtani, I say Babe Ruth. Jamie, you said Shohei Ohtani is the best pitcher, but Babe Ruth had 148 scoreless innings in the World Series. He held that record, and he only got tied a couple of years ago. But he still has the record for most shutout innings in the World Series. Also, Babe Ruth pitched for 5 years and did play the outfield a little bit. How many home runs would he have had? Oh, I'm sorry. How many home runs what you had if he just pitched all those years in Boston and in New York? A little typo there, but.
What if Babe Ruth had to face, I don't know, black players?
Puerto Rican
or Dominicans.
Venezuelan.
Yeah.
Or the Japanese.
That made me laugh.
Babe Ruth is... Yeah, Babe Ruth was great. A lot of records. A lot of records against white dudes that
may or not have been the best players in the world.
Maybe should have been bowling. I don't know.
Didn't he get struck out by a guy who got shot on a train?
Probably. Yeah.
Or was that just...
Yeah, that was at a county fair.
Oh, yeah, that was
actually gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah. Roy Hobbs, I believe was his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that Babe Ruth, or was it a knockoff Babe Ruth?
I don't know. I think it might have been.
I mean, the story goes that it was Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay. It kind of looked like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Big bopper.
Taking nothing away from Babe Ruth, but I don't know if we're comparing apples to apples when it comes to...
Again, this is why the era's discussion is
it's
so
very difficult. Yeah.
Because there's so many factors.
Mm-hmm.
The punchback is, well, yeah, but now with the training and the equipment and the technology that they have.
Yeah, you think Babe Ruth would have been training?
He was training all right.
Yeah.
At liver.
Yeah.
What?
That was hilarious.
I got you, CD. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah. Struck out a bunch of guys that probably are pretty good at bowling.
Oh, man.
You know.
Oh, I mean, the two-sport athletes, Anthony.
There you go.
Good call.
They're probably golfers, too.
Golfers. Yes, thank you. I was looking for another sport.
Yeah, because
hockey.
Yeah.
Definitely hockey. Yeah.
Definitely golf, too.
Definitely golf.
Marshy, shut up, boy.
Marshy.
Took me a second.
Go for it, bud.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
All right, Anthony, we're going to give you the 3rd star for just being a funny guy.
Oh, thanks, Marsh. You're welcome. Did you not have a 3rd star and you just decided to
No, I
add it?
did.
Scratch the 3rd star off.
I scratched the 3rd
You
star
were
off.
a late.
All right.
A late bloomer.
Thanks,
Anthony.
guys. Thank you very much.
Our 2nd star of the day goes out to the word aerial, also known as an antenna.
Definitely. I was thinking a different word.
I was too. When you said it, I'm like,
both are very useful.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, our 1st star of the day goes out to messy kids.
Oh, man. Love them.
Love them.
You little stinkers. You guys don't pick up anything, do you? Just walk right past it.
I mean,
shouldn't have been there.
It's invisible. It's amazing.
So, you know.
You know what I find the most interesting about kids, though? They don't remember anything that you asked them to do.
Yeah.
But they remember everything that they want.
Oh, yeah.
They had me. Dad, remember 2 weeks ago when you said you were going to do da-da-da? No. Well, you said it. How the hell do you remember that?
Oh, Carey.
But you don't remember when I just said 30 seconds ago to take the trash out.
Yeah.
Tune your ass right out.
My other favorite one, if I may,
Oh, of course.
Please do.
is whenever I try to get a hold of my kids, or in particular my daughter, or my boys, I text them, nothing. Question mark. Where are you? Call them. No answer. Blah, blah, blah.
They're only available from 2 to 6.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And so then I get angry. I finally go, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to get... Blah, 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 blah. Then they text me. And then it's like, pew, 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 pew. Dad, where are you? Dad. Like, until I respond. Like, they expect me to be like... I'm like, what? No.
You need to be available 24/7 for me.
What are we eating for dinner tonight?
You need to be available 24/7.
Every day that one is too.
To me.
What are you doing
but to
after
you,
school,
I'll
sweetheart?
get around
What's
to you.
for dinner tonight? Yeah. You're right.
Ridiculous, man.
Marshy?
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
It'd be great, Marsh. It'd be
Taking
way
notes.
different for you.
By the way.
It won't.
Well, it doesn't help. I'm kind of a messy person myself, so
Well, then, yeah.
organized chaos.
Killian, same kid, by the way, at least 2 times a week will walk out to the car to get in the car, no backpack, no shoes.
No shoes, huh?
Who needs them?
I go, dude, you don't have any shoes. Oh, yeah, forgot. Okay. For Andrew
connecting with
Marsh,
the earth.
for Jamie Rivers, for Kerry Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.